Hello, hello, good evening. How are you all doing? I hope you're good. It is me. It is me, and I. Excuse me. And I feel like I have something stuck in my throat. But hi, welcome to yet another part of Cinderella's Route is Never Ending. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow earlier. Hi, how are you? We are here once again. Also, wow, you have 3 different colors for me. On the overlay, your name is orange. In my OBS chat, your name is purple. And in my, where I watch my own stream to see if everything works correctly, it's pink. Thanks, Twitch. But yeah, we are back again. At Cinderella's Route, which seems to be never ending, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Last time we stopped right before probably going to get beaten up by the Mafia. Or whatever exactly they are. Maybe not the Mafia, but they don't really seem like people who go on the right side of the law. Who knows? I am hoping... No problem, new and fantastic. That's good. That's good. I am hoping to finally get through his route today. Because I want to know what the other routes are like. It's like, okay, come on, bro. Just let me put that shoe on you. And we're done. Or maybe he puts the shoe on me. I don't know. I don't really... You don't get beating up bad guys today. Maybe. I have the knife ready. We shall see. We shall see. I don't think she gets beaten up. If I remember correctly, I don't think she gets beaten up. Let's see. So there I was, standing outside a fancy office building in a quiet residential district. This is the place, right? Swallowing hard, I checked the address printed on the matchbox for the upteenth time. Yep, this is the place. I entered the building, located the Match Girl financial office suite, and rang the doorbell. No response. Is anyone here? This time I tried knocking on the door. Hello? Is anyone there? Do you use audio only mode to my calendar? Ooh, okay, you do that. Most of the stuff I read out anyway. So you can listen to my lovely voice. Can I please come in? Just then. Ew. I flinched at the loud noise. Ah, yeah, the debt collectors. Who would have guessed? Ooh. Ooh. Hi. Inside I could hear someone shouting at someone else. As alarm bells were ringing in my head, the door suddenly flew open. Don't push me. The man slammed right into me, knocking me to the floor. Before I could get to my feet, however, I noticed someone else standing by the door. It's you. Sure enough, it was the leader of the group from yesterday. Wow, you hear the difference in his voice? He's like, huh, Donata? And immediately goes, oh, hi, it's you from yesterday. As soon as the man in the black 3-piece suit, let's call him Mr. Suit, very fitting, recognized me, his tone shifted from threatening to wheedling. Hello there. I waved up at him from the floor. Well, we will see what comes of this. He offered me his hand, but I ignored it and got to my feet without his help. Nope, he's not with me. I came here alone. There's something I'd like to ask you about. You know what I always wonder is, where do these debt collectors get the money from that they loan you? I mean, obviously at some point they turn them into stuff to hound you with, like, oh, you haven't paid us back, ha ha ha. But at some point they very much had the money to give to you. So where is it from? Like, is that legal money? It probably isn't. His smile didn't waver. Clearly he saw me as a harmless little girl. Neither, actually. I'm here to ask you about Cinderella. I kept my tone firm. Without a picture of him, the different tones of his voice make me imagine two different people. True. Oh, suddenly you're a busy man, huh? If I told you I wanted alone, you would not be a busy man. Out of nowhere, Mr. Suit narrowed his eyes and lowered his voice. Oh, now you're trying to threaten me. We will see about that. He slammed me against the wall, blocking my escape. Ooh, I don't want to be cabadoned by someone like this. But I laughed in his face. Hello! Hi! You underestimate me, don't you? His eyebrows twitched. Perhaps you're dumber than I took you for. Do you honestly believe I would come here without knowing exactly who you are and what this is? You think I just waltz in here without any kind of backup plan? On my way here, I stopped by the police station to let them know my whereabouts. I said to them, I'm about to break up with my abusive boyfriend and I don't know what he might do to me. So if I'm not back in 30 minutes, could you send someone to check on me? They were really understanding, actually. So you can do with me what you will, but don't think for a minute you won't get what's coming to you. At the end of my little speech, I smirked. A moment of silence passed, and then Mr. Suit sneered back in kind. I don't think she actually did that though, she's bluffing. So let's hope this works out well enough. I'll choose where we have this conversation, thank you. I shot down his suggestion without a second thought. Clearly he still took me for a fool. You really are dumber than I thought, aren't you? Do I look like I'm joking around here? Keep wasting my time and that 30 minutes will fly by, I promise you. Oh, actually, I forgot to factor in the time it took to walk here from the station, which means you've got about 20 minutes left. And if I don't contact them by the time those 20 minutes are up, I imagine I'll search this place top to bottom. All things considered, I get the feeling that would be pretty inconvenient for you, don't you think? Wouldn't want them to inadvertently finding anything you were hoping to hide. And if you retaliate against me, things will only get worse. It was obvious my bold stance was rattling him. Kill me! I failed to suppress a laugh. I was just thinking, I'd love to see you try. It wasn't my best comeback, but it didn't really matter. It was all part of my strategy. After a moment of angry silence, Mr. Suit straightened his lapels. Heh heh! Wow, you're really getting, you're really losing a bluffing battle against a 19-year-old. And so he clinched a narrow victory. So what you're saying is Cinderella borrowed money from your consumer credit agency. I chose to have this conversation at a busy cafe on the main road. Naturally, my hope was that his conspicuous location would prevent him from trying anything funny with me. Where's my mouse? There it is. I sipped my iced tea as Mr. Suit explained his relationship to Cinderella. How much does he owe you? $1 million. Ah! Right, I figured. He raised his eyebrows at me, but I got the sense he'd anticipated this. You know, it's strange. I didn't think it'd become about it. Maybe part of me was expecting it. A group of men in suits, Cinderella's reaction, magical financing. All told, surely I was bound to come to this conclusion. Stop calling me Onesan, please. What's your interest rate anyway? 10% every 10 days. Who would take a loan with 10% every 10 days? There is no way you can make back the amount you initially take in just 10 days? Because if you had a way of making that much money in 10 days, you wouldn't need the loan in the first place. I think you mean pretty standard for loan sharks. It's 2 million pretty soon, right? It's like, oh my god. Vida.me 1000% APR. What? Okay. It's still rather exorbitant. Do you know what the average bank charges? It's criminal, is my point. Like, not just technically illegal, extremely illegal. I wonder why he has such a high... Like, why would he take out that much money? And also, why... Where does he take the money from that he keeps spending on us? On the cafe, on everything? Sugar mamas and daddies. Ooh. You know what's funny? Entrepreneur was actually used in my final exam for my English. What do you... you know, hold on. What do you even call that thing? Foreign language correspondent. Yeah. Technically, I have a funny piece of paper that tells... that I can show to people that tells everyone, oh hi, I am level C2 in the English language. And I can work as a foreign language correspondent. That's a thing I did. An entrepreneur was used. We had to use that word in the last test for it, which was very fun. Because where did I learn it originally? I think I learned it from One Day at a Time, the Netflix show. Or like initially Netflix show. It's not on Netflix anymore, I think. So if ever when someone tells you, oh no, you can't learn anything from fiction or TV, it's just a waste of time, it's not. It's not. It helped me get a point. Several actually. Because it's a horribly hard word to write, I think. But yeah, technically I apparently speak pretty good English. You don't see that actually happening on stream because all my brain cells leave me whenever I stream. So there's nothing left of it. Not really.
なんてウィンウィンな関係なんでしょう。そしてあなたが慕うシンデレラさんもクズのお仲間なんですよ。いえね。シンデレラさんの家も
Cinder
昔は本
Textiles.
当にお金持ちだっ
So
たん
I'm
ですよ。
guessing his family went bankrupt.
お父様が一代で築き上げられた会社は軌道に乗り、
Ah.
美しい奥様と可愛ら
So
しい
much
お
more
子
English
さ
than
ん
my
に囲ま
classmates
れた
because they paid
順
attention to
風
English
満
voices.
帆な生活
Right, right.
でも幸せは長く続かなかった。
I don't even want to sound like haughty or anything, but whenever we had English in school, it was always this thing like, oh, English is so hard, I can't speak English, I never use it. And I just stood there like, what do you mean you never use it? I use English every single day in my life, and whenever I tell people that in real life, they're like, what, why, when? I'm like, online? What do you do online? Do you browse anything online in German? Do you actually look for stuff to be translated into German every time? Like, I gave that up years ago because I was tired of trying to find stuff translated through several languages. It's just like, no. Hey, I speak English. That already gives me way more stuff to find online.
一見儲かっているように見えるハイかぶり精子ですが、内情はガタガタ。金融ショックの煽りを受け、株価は暴落。
The stocks
一気に
crash.
多額の負債の出来上がりって感じです。
Hello, very small. No, we just had dinner. Oh, what did you have? Chicken. Nice. Hope it tasted good.
その後も借金返済のために株式だけでなく先物取引や店舗経営なんてものにも手を出していたみたいですけど、どれもうまくいかなかったみたいです、ね。
German flags are getting at most 10% of the content to me. It does. It really does. I don't know. I never really. I mean, honestly, for the English teachers, I definitely was a teacher's pet for the English teachers, because whenever they wanted someone to finally answer a question, they would just, you know, ask me to answer it. Like, no one else said anything, so they just go to me and I could answer it. So we actually got through a lesson. So that was fun. I never did homework for English class, but the teachers were like, okay, well, if I ask you, you're going to answer the right thing anyway, so I pretend I do not see. Roasted chicken! Ooh! Boy, with your cheapest.
で、借金は膨らみ続けて、今じゃ倒産寸前。
Oh. So that's why he turned to you. I'll wait until he had finished his long-winded speech before asking.
その通り。そりゃあそれだけの借金があるところになかなか融資はしてくれないですよね。
Is the debt entirely in Cinderella's name then?
いいえ、正確に言えばお父様の借金です。ですが、お父様の連帯保証人にシンデレラさんがなっていましてね。
Oh well, I guess Cinderella is an adult, yeah.
もし今後お父様が飛んだりするようであれば、それらすべての借金はシンデレラさんが背負うことになる。
So what you're telling me is, first of all, our funny arranged marriage will not really work out because Cinderella definitely doesn't actually have the money that my family wanted me to marry into. And also I need to take my money and help him out of the debt. Maybe. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I thought I did Duolingo today. I guess not. You're running out of smokes. Well, it's good if you are planning on stopping.
でもね、シンデレラさんも悪いんですよ。ほら、シンデレラさんってば元がお金持ちでしょ。だって見えっ張りなんでしょうね。華やかな暮らしぶりを維持したくて。
No, I'm pretty damn sure he's just trying to keep up appearance.
やめようと思ってもやめられないんでしょうね。
Like, he's not dumb. He knows he doesn't actually have the money, but he keeps spending it. I see. I lowered my gaze to the table and stirred my iced tea with my straw. Is he making regular payments at least? I get the sense most loan sharks will come calling every week, but I haven't seen you try.
うちは少々変わった契約の仕方をしていまして。
Oh.
12ヶ月、まるっと1年間はそういった返済を強要しないようにしてるんですよ。
And you're telling me that 12 months are up now? Is that why he's trying to sell the cafe?
まあ、そういったメリットもあるわけですから、利息は問1になるわけなんですけどね。
When is the payment deadline then?
12日後です。
Of course it is! And what happens if he misses the deadline?
もちろん身ぐるみ剥がされて、その後は強制労働についてもらうか、
Selling a few
の
organs!
一つや二つでも売ってもらう
Sure!
か、はたまたその両方か。まあ、いろいろ選択肢はありますよね。
Man, I would sell my organs.
もう
Oops! Alright, well, thank you for telling me. My hand fell still.
お姉さん、ほんと落ち着いてますね。裏切られたとか思わないんですか？
Well, what do you mean deception? Okay, he's not rich as he claims to be, or like he was rich at some point, but he just doesn't have the money anymore, and he's in debt. But he never deceived us in the sense that we don't know who he is, right? He is Cinderella. He acts the way he always has. You're acting like a dude needs 2 kidneys, right? You only need 1 to live normally, right? What do you mean?
だってあなたとシンデレラさんは親同士が決めた婚約者なんでしょ？
Ooh, it's for 2 minutes. Okay. Why does this guy know who we are?
お姉さんのことについても調べがついています。なかな
Oh,
かい
it
い
seems.
ところのお嬢
Ah,
さ
our
んみたいで
families
す
are
ね。
still hunters in
ご
this
家
world
族
as
揃
well.
って漁師さんでしたっ
Interesting.
け？あなたのお父様とシンデレラさんのお父様は
That's interesting to
大
know.
昔に海外で知り合って
Didn't really
以来
think of that.
仲良しだったそうですね。
Like because none of our family has shown up this time around, except for Kaguya as our servant, but that doesn't. Well, he's part of the family, yes, but not in the sense because we didn't see him in Red's route at all.
その後、紆余曲折あって二人は離れ、十数年の時が経った今、再び出会った。久々の旧友との再会に話も弾み、お父様
Well,
方は
I
意
mean,
気投
I
合。
plan on marrying Cinderella anyway.
あなたたちの結婚話が
I
持ち上
very
がる。
much plan on marrying him anyway.
これであなたとシンデレラさんが幼い頃に出会っていたらまさに運命ってな感じの物語だったんですけどね。
What is wrong with this guy? Like, honestly.
あなたたちは騙されてたんですよ。シンデレラさん親子。あなたと結婚すれば、あなたのお父様から援助を受けられる。それがダメでも、あなたやあなたのお父様を保証人に。
I mean, maybe they had planned on doing that, yes. So maybe Cinderella does know who we are. No, but he did say he didn't look at the Manila folder with Was this all your idea?
いいえ。他ならぬシンデレラさん親子の提案です。
I see. I must say I appreciate you telling me all this additional information I never asked for.
つまらないな。お姉さんの絶望した表情を見られると思ったのに。
Well, apparently I exist to fix people in this game, so it doesn't really matter to me. Yes, I am.
だったら
I just don't see it as some huge betrayal, that's all. And does Mr. Suit's smile vanish? Thank you for entertaining my request. I think I've asked everything I needed to, so I'll be going home now. I got up from the table and grabbed the check.
ここの代金は私が払いますよ。経費で落とすんで。
No, I don't think so. I'm the one who dragged you here after all. And besides, I don't want to owe you a cent. I sneered at him as I spoke. Also, you want a Pikachu? I'm so sorry I didn't see. Pikachu! Pika Pika! Pikachu!
そうですか。では、気丈なお姉さん、またお会いできるのを楽しみにしてます。
Oh, you will be. Hopefully, we'll never be seeing me again. From there, I quickly strolled all the way back to our cafe. The sign on the door had closed. This came as no surprise, of course. After all, my conversation with Mr. Su lasted well past sunset, and now the sky was dark. Instead of going straight inside, I decided to walk around to the back entrance. That was terrifying. All at once, the tension drained from my body and I collapsed to the ground. My heart was still thumping like crazy. I wish my pulse was racing for a more enjoyable reason. Oh, Cinderella. Now I knew the truth. His family was up to their ears in debt and he only wanted me for my money. It should have come as a shocking revelation, yet somehow I stayed calm. Maybe it was because I was already so tense, or maybe I subconsciously sensed the darkness Cinderella was hiding. All this time I'd kept lying and lying, afraid that he would hate me, that I'd lose everything. I lived my life dreading the moment the spell would be broken and everything would come to an end. I was desperate to keep dreaming at any cost. But now was time to face reality. It was time for the clock to strike 12 at last. Yeah, please! Tadaima! When I walked in, Cinderella was the very first person to greet me. Sorry about that, I took a little detour on the way home. I donned a smile. You see, Cinderella didn't know that I had gone out to meet Mr. Suit. I'd simply asked him to give me the afternoon of work. Yeah. Well, we only just had a break. Man, I wish it was that easy for me to get a day off. Yes, I'm still salty that, you know, the time off I had taken for, or I had planned on taking for my birthday was cancelled. For some reason, Cinderella was totally fine with giving me time off. In fact, he was downright encouraging. Thank you. I go get dinner started. I stared at the floor. The second I let my guard down, I had the feeling I was going to burst into tears. Huh? Did he cook dinner? When I arrived at the kitchen, the table was laden with food Cinderella had prepared. Ooh! Wow! This is incredible! I can't believe it! As he spoke, he pulled over my chair for me. Gosh, I feel like a princess. Lucky for you, I love omelets. I sat down and promptly picked up my fork. As long as they taste good, who cares? No way, omelets are tricky, especially the part where you flip it over. Personally, I think this omelet is picture perfect. You're a very capable guy, you know that? Sure do. I wish I could eat eggs. Because like, you can prepare so many things with eggs and pretty quickly. So you can fill your stomach if you're hungry, but I cannot eat them. And sadly, I also do not like their taste. So I'm just suffering. Right you are. I scooped up a forkful and put it in my mouth. It's so good. Yes, I mean it. Why would I be lying to you? Hahaha. I would never lie to you about anything. I'm that serious. I shot him a thumbs up. Gretel was a fool to dismiss Cinderella's cooking as child's play. It tastes divine. Well, I've probably cooked more than you. He smiled sheepishly. Don't be silly. If all your cooking is as good as this, I could eat it forever. Whenever I want. Well, if I haven't won your heart, at least I've won your stomach. I took another bite of my omelette. After a few more bites, I felt still. He peered at me curiously. Nothing, I just really like this moment we're having. I sat down at the half-eaten omelette. Here I am, eating dinner with my favorite person in the whole world. What more could I possibly ask for? I'd give anything to make this moment last forever. I set my fork down and sat up straight. Then, after a deep breath, I summoned all my courage. Cinderella, do you have some free time later? I need to talk to you about something. Uh-oh. Brr, it's cold out here. I exhaled into my hands and rubbed them together. Ooh! He reached out in my direction. Yay! I happily did his request and he pulled my hand into his pocket. All according to Keikaku! Translator's note, Keikaku means plan. Standing side by side, arm to arm, I peered up at him. Nope. Cinderella stared at me for a moment and sighed and averted his gaze. Hand holding? Is this allowed? I have told you before. I do not. Do what? You mean stealth flirt with them? He sounded kind of frustrated. It was adorable. As I've told you before, no. I don't treat everyone with the same level of informality. You're special, Cinderella. I'm only messing with you because I like you. Hehe. Sorry to say, you're looking at a pure natural-born talent right here. Do I? Sure, I've been known to break a heart or two. He furrowed his brows at me. What, did you want me to deny it? You jealous? Ha! He admits it, at full volume no less. Cinderella, you truly are pure delight.
あんたは嫉妬とかしなそうだよな。前に俺
Oh
が
yeah, I
さ
have
れたって
lots
言
of
った時も平気な顔してたし、
negative
そう
emotions.
いうマイナスな感情とは縁遠い存在な気がする。
Of course I do. If you went off with some other girl, it would tear me up inside. I'd probably even cry about it.
本当かよ。
But I wouldn't want to get in the way of your happiness.
それって2番手でも構わないってこと？
I'd accept 5th, 100th place if it meant you're happy, apparently. Second place, last place, whatever you decide. You could hate my guts for all I care.
嫌われてもいいだなんて。
You're right. Deep down, I really don't want you to hate me.
なんなんだよ。
Long story short, I've decided I'll do whatever it takes so the one I love can be happy. Even if they resent me for it, even if it means the fun and games have to end.
たとえ自分が傷ついたとしても。
Even then, I'll do anything.
大した自己犠牲精神だな。
Cinderella looked like he was ready to bust out laughing. Maybe so, or maybe I'm just doing it so I can feel good about myself. I'm a bad person like that.
そうだな。可愛い女の子になるには、あんたは少し頭が回りすぎた。
His words, his expression, his tone. It was all threatening to bring my little act crashing down.
話ってなんだ。わざわざこんなところにまで来て、普通の話っていうわけじゃないだろう。
I pulled my hand out of his pocket and took a step back. This was my big moment to get everything off my chest. Yeah, if you confess your love right here, you get a bad ending, by the way. We do not want to confess our love. We want to confess the truth and see what he says.
愛の告白ってわけじゃなさそうだけど。
Nope. He laughed weakly. No, I mean, I could, but you just shoot me down, right?
アリス。
Man, this place is dead, huh? I glanced around at the streets. Just a few hours ago, the shopping district was buzzing with life, but now it was deserted.
そりゃ、この時間ならな。
But we don't need the stores to reopen to do a little window shopping, see? He didn't reply, so I kept going. Look, Cinderella, you're empty inside. You're scared. You're insecure. You're searching for something. Something that will fit that gaping hole in your heart. So you fall back on retail therapy, hoping it'll fill the void. It's fun. It makes you forget how scared and lonely you are. Lately, you've given me a lot of surprise gifts too. That's your guilt talking, isn't it? You know you have a shopping addiction. You know it isn't healthy. So instead, you give someone else the things you buy. Also, you can pretend you were doing it for them instead of yourself. You wanted to make me into your scapegoat. My chest ached. I knew this would hurt him, but I didn't have a choice. I had to tell him the truth. The truth is, I found this. I took the matchbox out of my pocket and held it up for him to see.
あの時か。
He didn't seem too surprised to hear it. And I'm sorry, but I did a little digging. At this, the color drained from his face.
調べたって。あいつに会ったのか。
Maybe. Yes, I met with him.
あいつがどんなに危ないやつか知ってんのかよ。
Relax, nothing bad happened, okay? So there's no need to panic.
何人事みたいに落ち着いてんだよ。もしも何かされたらどうするんだ。
Oh, I wasn't worried. I was completely in control.
あんたのそういう妙に冷静なところ、いつか足をすくわれるぞ。
His voice shook with rage and I averted my gaze. I'm sorry. Then I took his hand in mine and summoned all my courage. Cinderella, do you remember that time you said we were strangers? You were right. We didn't know anything about each other. No, we purposely pretended not to know. But maybe it's time to drop the charade.
この物語が終わったとしても。
Yeah, he definitely knows who we are. Yeah. Cinderella, my name isn't actually Alice. It's...
ユリカ。それがあんたの名前だろ。
Yeah. I looked up to find his icy blue eyes staring back, glistening with grief.
最初から気づいてたよ。
See, of course he knew!
相手だってな。あの夜、あんたが目の前に現れて、俺に偽の名前を
That's not true. I wasn't going by a fake name, it's very much just my last name.
あんたが俺に正体を明かさないのは、俺にとっても、あんたもそうだが、俺もあんたがどういうやつなのかは、わからなかったからな。
So that's why you so generously allowed me to stay with you, and why you suddenly started to care about the cafe.
ああ、そうだ。あんたは俺を観察してたつもりだろうが、俺もあん
But
た
if
を
I'm
観察
keeping
して
tabs
た
on you and you're keeping tabs on me, who's flying the plane? We really are a match, aren't we? I gave a self-depreciating laugh, but he merely shook his head.
そんなんじゃない。全然違う。
We're not.
あんたを利用しようとしてたんだよ。分かってんだろ。
Mm.
俺はあんたを本当に好きだったわけじゃない。
Well, maybe not at the start, but I don't believe him when he says he's not in love with us right now. I don't believe him. That's fine.
そうですかって。
He felt silent, taken aback by my curt response. I smiled softly, hoping to ease the tension, even just a fraction. Like I said, as long as the one I love is happy, I don't care what happens to me. Can I ask what made you decide to do it, you know, just for reference? There was a long pause and
白
then...
雪もグレーテルも俺の家、父さんの事業が失敗して
Ah,
借金がすごいことになってて、そのせいで借金取りに追われるようになって。
it's so funny to me though. From the few parts we have seen of his past when he was a child, he was on his own, so I'm guessing his brothers are quite a little younger than him.
で、その借
A
金を
lot.
返すためにまた借
A lot
金
younger.
をして、もう戻れないところまで来ちまった。
Hmm. That's not good. Do your brothers know about this?
いや、
Of course they don't.
あいつらは何も知らない。あいつらが生まれた時には
Oh,
とっくに崩壊してたからな。
so that's why you're looking after them, isn't it?
ああ、そうだ。あいつらに居場所なんてどこにもない。だから、あの店が必要だった
Bro,
んだ。
speak up. I can barely hear you. Please.
でも、正直もう限界だったんだ。母さんは父さんと
Oh, that
別れる
hurts.
と決めたみたいだし、借金の期限も
You're horribly in debt and then your wife decides to leave you? Great.
もうすぐ何もかもが終わる。そんな時、あんたとの見合い話が
That's
持ち上がった。あんたはいいとこのお嬢さんだし、結婚すればあんたの父親から援助が受けられるかもしれない。そしたらまだ終わらずに済む。
Hmm.
まだこの生活を続けられる。
Well, I mean, we can probably loan him some money.
いざとなったら逃げればいい。どうせ金目当てで結婚したんだから、何の愛着もない。
I don't know if our family is that rich that we just have a
俺は
million
今まで
lying around.
俺の周りに集まる奴らは全員金目当てだとバカにしたが、俺も結局は金目当てだったんだよ。
So you only cared about me because you knew I was rich.
ああ、
But what about right now? What do you want from me as of this moment? Is it my family's money or my forgiveness? Do you want me to be angry with you? Do you want me to cry? Do you want me to resent you for your betrayal? What do you want me to do here?
なんでそんなこと俺に聞くんだよ。俺だってもうよくわかんねえよ。
Because you're the only one who knows the answer to this question. Think about it, long and hard.
俺が
He stared back at me in wide-eyed shock, so I gazed back quietly.
俺は
Ooh.
あんたなんか大嫌いだ。いつも余裕ぶってすかしてて、こっちの考えなんてお見通しだって風で、今だってそうだ。どうせ
Why would I be laughing?
心の中で俺のことバカにしてるんだろ。どうしようもないクズだって、情けないって俺だって思ったよ。
He has horrible self-esteem.
突き放すべきだった。俺はあんたをあの家から追い出すべきだったんだ。あんたのことを思うなら、あんたに嫌われたくなかったら。だけど 最初はただの好奇心だったんだ。見合いを悩む俺のところにあんたが
He figured he'd mess around with us, and then
か
boom!
らかってやろうと思った。別に好きになるつもりもなかった。本当はすぐに追い
That
出す予
plan
定だったん
failed.
だ。
But the more time we spent together, the more I got to know you. The more. But wait, he's still
あんたの
talking.
ことを知っていくうちに
Why did I think
悲し
it
みを
was my
心
turn?
から思うようになっちまった。なんてそばにいるのが楽しいって、
He's gonna start crying now any second
そ
now.
ばにいてほしいって思ったんだ。疲れたいんだ。
Oh.
俺はあんたに愛されたいと願ってる。本当はそばにいてほしいんだ。
Baby. Is that really what you want?
ああ、そうだよ。あんたは真実を言えば俺に嫌われると思ったんだろう。だけど逆だ。真実を
Oh, contraire!
あんたは俺のことを嫌いになるだろう。
But if you don't hate me and I don't hate you, who's flying the plane?
だから言えなかったんだ。あんたが自分のことを秘密にすればするほど俺は安心してたんだ。ああ、まだこんな楽しい日々が送れるってさ。
But we're gonna
あん
figure
たの
this
そ
out
ばにいら
somehow.
れるってな。だけどもう終わりだ。分かってたんだ。こんなことはいつまでも続かないって。もう俺には何も残らない。なんであんたは真実を知っても俺に気があるような素振りをするんだよ。
I really like.
いつもみたいに笑ってんだよ。
I really like his voice actor because he can put
のか
a lot of feeling into his
バカに
stuff.
してるのか。
But I can't help but think of Ryugasaki from Free every time I hear him,
ならないんだよ。
even though he has done so many more roles. I'm not going anywhere, Cinderella. Why? Because I love you. Aren't Arm pressed my lips to his. Finally, we get a fucking CG! I don't care if you're rich or poor, you're still my prince. It doesn't matter to me who you are or what you want. I've fallen head over heels for you. Isn't that reason enough? Isn't this proof enough that my feelings are real? I wiped the tears from his eyes. Don't cry, Cinderella. I care about you so, so much. I will always be there for... I will always be here for as long as you want me around. Actually, on second thought, I'll be here whether you want me or not. I'm a pushy girl, remember? No matter where you try to run, you'll never escape me. I love you, Cinderella.
ゆりか、
Aww.
ゆりか、ゆりか。
He held me tightly and I wrapped my arms around him in kind. I wanted to give him what he wanted, anything to fill the void in his heart. Whoa, they do be kissing! Hell yeah, they do be kissing! Finally! Once upon a time, there lived a boy with dexterous hands and a fragile heart. He was born to the richest family in town. Anything he wanted, he got. They lived a decadent lifestyle unlike any other, and the boy was happy. But that happiness did not last forever. One day, the boy's beloved father fell into a massive debt, and once his father stopped spending money, everyone around him grew cold and distant. They were in trouble, but no one offered to help them. In truth, the townspeople didn't respect the boy's father for who he was. They were only interested in his money. Because of this, he too grew cold and distant, even toward his own wife and son. And once all the money had dried up, the debt collectors came one after another. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. The boy covered his ears to shut out the loud, incessant knocking. In a blink he had lost his luxurious lifestyle, his happy family, and even his kind-hearted father. And so he learned that happiness was fleeting. Just like that, the boy's pure heart was tainted grey by a tiny drop of darkness. Before he knew it, everyone referred to him as Cinderella, the boy with the heart of ash. After that, Cinderella would spend money without even realizing it. He bought everything he wanted, and even some things he didn't want just because he could. His heart was filled with fear and loneliness. These emotions dominated him, screaming at him to buy more, more, more. And so he heeded that voice and filled the holes in his heart with anything he could get his hands on. Whenever he went shopping, it helped him forget all the bad times by reminding him of those happy days from his past. He didn't buy things because he really wanted to have them. He bought them simply to have the experience of buying something. And yet, no matter how much money Cinderella spent, he could never obtain the thing he truly desired above all else. Why, you ask? Because he didn't even know what that thing was. Cinderella claimed he was trying to use me, but I knew he was incapable of such a thing. After all, I knew him to be an honest man, and a coward at that. Cinderella, do you remember the riddle I posed to you before? Have you figured out the answer? Do you know what that something is? That's what he decided for his courses. His voice shook with emotion. Then I'd stay with you until you figure it out. I'll give you whatever you want, be it my money, my body, my heart, anything and everything. That's okay. You don't need to. He sniffled and I put on my sweetest smile. Because I love you. Aww. The Toy Surprise were local dancing. They don't even put good stuff in the Happy Meals anymore. I feel like. The next morning I went through and organized all the junk Cinderella had purchased. There we go. Oh hell yeah, are we selling all that stuff? We return everything where possible, and if it can't be returned then we sell it off. That'll get some of your money back. Then from there we just need to hire a lawyer. Sound good? Okay, but we still need like 1 million in 12 days. Okay, and stuff. I still haven't forgiven him for going, oh, I'm still a man, you know. That's a very big mood, yeah. That's the spirit. Just try to stay positive. But listen, if you get hung up on that stuff, if a man in an Otome game does that, then you will never find anyone who you like. I know what I'm talking about. He looked at me like a scolded child. I took his hand in mine. It's a promise. Don't worry, no matter what happens, I won't let go. When we returned to the cafe, we fetched his brothers and told them everything. That was actually Cinderella's fiancé, and that their family was in a lot of debt. They had very contrasting reactions, to say the least. Hi, eat them and posture check. Your glasses are rigged to your head jiggle physics. They're not. The glasses are actually not part of me at all. I just put them on there because it's the best to get them to move. They do be swinging with their hair though. Yeah, because I put them on their hair. But they're just an extra PNG. Just an extra PNG I put on. It wasn't actually planned to have glasses. Your face is a PNG, got them. A very elaborate PNG. Oh, Snow, I knew about it. The debt, just like me in Animal Crossing. Yeah! Animal Crossing debt is way easier to pay back though. Alright, I keep forgetting that Snow White is the middle child and Gretel is the youngest. Oh, very practical. Glasses has share is pretty fancy, right? They do be
知らせ
swinging.
る必要もないからね。
You don't care about your parents? No. Yurika, you don't really get to talk. It's not like your parents really care much for you either.
そういう人間もいます。僕たちの家庭は少々複雑
Also,
なん
what
ですよ。
Gretel's saying is Cinderella's called that because his house was full of fashion. I guess Snow White called Alias because they were pale as fuck. We will find out. Maybe. Maybe. In part 3, his root is there. His voice was flat and monotone. I got the sense I was better off not prying further. There was a long moment of silence that persisted until Cinderella finally broke it.
呆れないのか。
呆れるって借金のことですか？何を今さら。あなたのやることには慣れてますよ。
Do either of you have like money saved up by any chance?
悪い。
後悔するくらいなら初めからやらなければいい。まあ、あなたが後悔するのは彼女がいたからかもしれませんが。
I just don't see how they will get $1 million in, I don't know, 10 days. Oh, whoops. I should read it. Gretel turned his gaze to me. His eyes seemed to say, "Take care of my idiot brother for me, will you?" Silence descended once more as the four of us contemplated what to do. Small loan of $1 million! Exactly.
母様のところに来ればいいよ。
Snow White was the first to offer concrete
母様
suggestion.
についていけば縁も切れて。借金を
That's not
返
how
す
it works
必要も
because
なく
Cinderella is a co-signed on it.
俺はここに残る。今まで片棒を担いでたのは俺だし。
I mean, the other two can go, I guess, but Cinderella co-signed it, so.
グレーテルはどうする？
僕はどちらにもついていく気はありません。
Okay.
どちらにもってどうするつもりだよ。
僕は一人で生きていきます。
未成年だろ。
どうにでもなります。父親が借金の泥沼だからといって。
Return all the food they want, probably say, right?
末っ子である僕にとって彼らは生まれた時からどうでもいい存在なんです。借金あるなしに関わらずね。
なら。
I really wonder if the basic setting in Gretel's story will be the same. If they're still brothers in Gretel's side as well.
出ていき
Or
ます。
if it's a different story. Gretel averted his
こ
gaze.
こに僕の居場所はないですからね。
そうか。
Oh. The next day. Now, wanting to drag out their goodbyes, the boys decided to leave the house early that morning. Well, okay, that's fast. Cinderella and I saw them off at the
シ
door.
ンデレラ兄さん。
ああ。
うん。
俺がいなくなったら父さんは一人になるだろう。
That beat that in
どうしようもな
video
い父親だけど
games.
さ。
Never seen before.
残らなきゃかわいそうだろ。お前たちにとっては父さんなんてもともといなかったようなもんだ。どうせお前らもこの国から出るってわけじゃねえんだろ。
Hmm.
だったら別にしんみりすることもない。好きな時に会えばいいさ。
そうですね。僕たちは血のつながった兄弟なんですから。
I still feel like you don't look anything like each other, but I'll take it. Snow White looked up, a tiny smile playing at his lips.
俺たちの縁は何があってもずっと切れない。シンデレラ兄さん、くれぐれも彼女を悲しませないで。
ああ、わかってるよ。
グレーテル、君なら一人で生きていけるだろうけど、
Huh?
体には気をつけて。
Is Gretel not in good health?
ええ、言われなくとも。
アリス、兄さんをよろしく。
Yeah. Understood. Take care, Snow White. I hope to see you again soon. Yeah, no, you won't be seeing him anytime soon. Because his route is not for another 2 games.
さてと、それじゃあ僕も行きますか。
Once Snow White was gone, Gretel picked up his suitcase. Are you sure you want to leave? Unlike Snow White, who was going to their mother's house, Gretel had no set destination. I couldn't help but wish that he would change his mind.
まあ。でも
He gazed at me for a moment and I tilted my head in confusion. Then out of nowhere he grabbed me by the hand and pulled me close. Huh?
アリスさん、あなたは魅力的な女性だ。立場が違えば、僕もあなたに引っかかっていたかもしれない。
He showed me this seductive smile as I clutched my cheek and surprised. Okay, it was just a kiss on the cheek. Okay. What the fuck? Thank you, Gretel. You're a charming guy yourself. I smiled back at him.
それはどうも。
お前
Meanwhile, Cinderella was shaking with rage. Naturally, Gretel saw this and decided to rub salt in the wound.
ごちそうさまです。美味しかったですよ。
グレーテル
では、また会う日まで。
With a gallant wave of his hand, Gretel turned on his heel and strode out the door. Yeah, see you around. I waved goodbye. I would miss having him around, but I knew he was more than capable of taking care of himself.
あの野郎油断も隙もあったもんじゃねえあんたも俺という男がいながらされるがままにされてんじゃねえよ
So it's my fault now! He glared at me, but I shrugged my shoulders. I'm not going to be rude to my future-in-law.
将来って
Ooh. Assuming we get married, that is. But of all the possible choices we could make, I'd say it's definitely on the table.
そうだな
His anger instantly deflated. An awkward silence descended between us, and I fixed my gaze on him. Well, looks like it's just the two of us, huh?
あ
Cinderella looked away. Catch! Without warning, I dashed up and hugged him. No, don't! I'm holding coffee! Now we can be all lovey-dovey without anyone bothering us.
ラブラブ
Nabu-dabu. We're dating now, remember? I love you and you love me.
まあな
So, now that we're officially an item, there's only one thing left to do. Can you guess what it is? Wait, how? Wait. This game is... Hold on. Doesn't say. No, it doesn't say anything about, you know, when you're allowed to play this. It's going to hit me out of nowhere like a ton of bricks. How will you respond to this? We smack him. Yeah. I smacked him on the forehead.
あんた前に暴力による制裁はどうとか言ってたよな
You deserve it. That doesn't count as violence, it was a love tap. Back on topic. I stepped away from him and cleared my throat. Alright, Cinderella, let me ask you again, what's the first thing a new couple does?
抱きしめること
So this! I snapped my fingers.
抱きしめてもいいのか
Of course, whenever, wherever, preferably as tight as you can. I spread my arms out wide, inviting him. He sidled up to me and gently pulled me into his embrace. Hehe, I'm so happy. I nuzzled my face against his chest like a kitten.
ゆりか
What is it, Cinderella? I looked up to find him gazing intently back. My heart skipped a beat.
このまま
Ooh,
いいか
consent king. He kissed me. Wow, this is sudden. My voice cracked in my panic.
突然じゃないずっと
Wait, didn't they? But they already kissed once, right?
俺たち恋人同士なんだよななら
Just go for it, bro. That's strange. All of a sudden he's pushy, aggressive, dominant perhaps. Is he?
グレーテルが
That was a kiss on the cheek! And I didn't know he would do that. That was on a cheek. In certain countries that barely qualifies as a greeting.
ここは外国じゃない
Touché.
ダメか
For crying out loud. How can I possibly say no when you're begging me so sweetie? No! This is established dominance. Okay. Pulse racing, I closed my eyes. He cupped my cheek and I felt his breath against my skin. At last, I was going to have my first kiss, unless you count the one from earlier that I initiated, in which case this is my second.
僕がいるぞバカップル
Ah! You're kidding me! I forgot about him. I forgot about him! Bitch! Fucking, he actually left his room just to cock block us from a kiss. Put on the maid outfit. Yeah, I'm fine. Our romantic moment is ruined, but other than that, just peachy.
いつからいたんだよ
Sarah turned and pointed at the intruder. Naturally, that intruder was none other than...
いつからそりゃ君たちがキスするのし
Wow.
ない気持ち悪い
If you've been standing there the entire time, you could have waited
決まっているだろ
for the kiss to be over. To be over.
これだから僕はカップルは嫌いなんだしかも付き合いたては自分たちの世界に酔っていて正直
I will fight this guy at some point. I swear to God. I will fight him. With my bare fists. I'm gonna do it. Just wait. Alice, the mood breaker. Sonata gives us big pebble. Yeah, he does. Definitely.
そういやまだあんたがいたんだっけな忘れてた
It's rare to see you outside of your room for a change.
気まぐれだ僕が日がない家に閉じこもっているように見えるか
Yeah. I mean, you haven't really left it the entire time that we've been on this route, you know? Except for that one time we forced you out of the room because the door was broken.
確かに僕は色白華奢な美少年ではあるが太陽を浴びずに骨粗鬆症
I know I looked at wife last time as well, but why? What does that mean? Why fish? What does that mean? Oh, overly thin. Well, you look like a normal anime character to me, but okay.
というかさりげなく話を変えようとするな
Darn, I guess that won't work on you. Truth be told, I would prefer we gloss over the part where he witnessed our entire lovey-dovey exchange, but evidently that was too much to ask for.
見えすいてるんだよこの最低最悪腹黒性悪女まったくこんな女のどこがいいのかぜひ聞かせてもらいたいものだね
可愛いし優しいし面白いし頭も良くて料理もうまいしどこをとっても
Oh,
高スペッ
oh,
クで
oh,
最
oh,
高
oh. Keep them coming. That's a total 180 from your smiles worth 10 points, but I'll take it. Oh, Cinderella, I love you so much.
俺も大好きだ
We shared another tight hug. Enjoy the show, Alice.
ああ聞きたくもない見たくもない
Leave some room for Jesus. He stuck his arm in between us, forcing us apart.
どうやら他の奴らは出て行ったようだが安心してくれ僕はしばらくこの場にとどまる
No room for Jesus on this Christian stream.
どうせ行き場所がないんだろ
黙れ女の尻に敷かれる典型的兵士
Jesus Christ! Alphabeta has nothing to do with it. I believe in an equal relationship between two partners. Oh.
で影で自分のいいように操るんだろその様子を世間様で
He needs some milk.
よかったなシンデレラ 君がメタボバルでハゲのおっさんやヨボヨボの老人じゃなくて、
Well, Cinderella is peggable, yes.
君が貧乏で解消がないヘタレでいいところと言ったら100歩譲って容姿くらいな残念スペックの持ち主だったおかげで、彼女が財産目当てではないことが仮に証明されたようなもの。
Wow, Alice, you're totally not helping. As Alice's night turret continued, Cinderella nervously turned to me.
なんで俺のことを好きになってくれたんだ？
顔だろ。あとは声だな。いわゆるイケボとかいうやつだ。
Nobody asked you, Alice.
そうだったのか。ああ、好きだ。
He does have a good voice, though.
おい。
You really don't have to force it. I appreciate the effort, but that is not what you sound like. I admit you're quite good looking and you have a manly voice, but while I love those things about you, there's more to it than that.
なら言ってみろ。
He's a sweetheart on the inside.
普段から優しい方がいいだろ。
He's secretly a hard worker.
普段から真面目な方が真面目だろ。
He's really good with his hands.
仕事に活かせてないかな。
Look, sometimes people just fall in love and there doesn't have to be a reason.
あんたらさりげなく俺を貶めてないか？
Just a little.
気のせいだ。
You're overthinking it. Cinderella slumped his shoulders at our perfectly synced reaction. Oh dear. I think he's legitimately upset. As his girlfriend, it's my job to soothe him. There, Cinderella. Don't worry. I'll still love you, whether you're 40 and balding or doddering or cheeser. I stroked his hair.
本当かよ。
まああれだ。君はせいぜいその女の手のひらの上でピエロのように踊らされていたまえ。僕には1ミクロンも理解できないが、惹かれ合う何かがあったか。まあ、たまたま相性があったのだろう。
なら、しばらく邪魔するなよ。
安心してくれ。僕がいる限り、ここをカップルの愛の巣などといった公序良俗に反する場にするつもりは一切ない。
I say we put him back in his room and lock the door. Anyone with me?
君たちが見せつけてやろうぜ的な歪んだ性癖の変態でもない限り、今後も2人の邪魔をするつもりだ。あ、ちなみに部屋が別々であろうと、まかり間違ってそういう雰囲気になった瞬間、容赦なく壁ドンしてやるから覚悟しておくように。ではな。
By slam us against the wall, I had a feeling he didn't mean the fun, sexy kind! I cannot with this game. Under his rant, Alice turned on his heel and left the room. He would probably be happy if you lock him in a room, honestly. Super good kiss! I think it's gonna be on hold for a while. I mean, couldn't they just kiss right now? Alice has left. He probably won't be coming back anytime soon. They could just kiss right now. Why not? Why not just... Oh my god, hi! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. Welcome. Let me... Hi, how are you? Let me give you a shout out. Hi! Oh, you are just chatting. Nice. Oh my god, that's a really cute bird. Imagine ordering food to his window. Hi, welcome. I hope you guys are good. I'm Noor. We are playing Taisho Alice episode 1. Still, we are on Cinderella's route. We're getting closer to the end, I think. Hopefully, finally. Hi, welcome. How are you guys? And for some reason, the background music stopped just now. Apparently, because the song is done. Nice to meet you too. Cinderella let out the world's heaviest sigh. Thank you so much for the follow. Hi. How are you guys? What did you chat about? And so began my new life together with Cinderella. How were we handling the cafe now that his brothers were gone, you ask? I'm guessing I'm in the kitchen now. Actually, it was working out surprisingly well. Fortunately, Grid left his dessert recipes for us, so I was able to replicate them to an extent. Meanwhile, Cinderella took care of the rest. And not to brag or anything, but he kicked ass at it. Cleaning, laundry, coffee prep, customer service, and all without my help. Total lifesaver. Without Snow White or Gretel around, our workload had doubled, and it wasn't easy to serve all of our customers in a timely fashion. But we were confident we could manage as long as we had each other. However,
なあ
we're probably going to run out of ingredients at some point. Oh, Cinderella, here, run this out to the customer, will you? I handed him a slice of freshly baked cake on a plate.
あおうあのさ
What's the next order? He blinked at my rapid-fire question.
ああクランペットとオレンジ
What's a crumpet? Hold up. What's a crumpet? Because every time I see crumpet, I think of trumpets, but it's probably not. Ah. It's an English thing. Okay. Crumpets are so nice. They are. I did actually get to taste them like once or twice, but for some reason I can never remember what they are. Got it. As soon as he gave the order, I launched into prep. Things were slow for right now, but based on past experience, we were due for a customer not too long from now. I gotta get as much prepped as I
あ
can.
の
What is it? I glanced over to find him standing there with a slice of cake, looking like he had something to say.
手伝おうか
Thanks for the offer, but someone needs to stay out front to cover the dining area. Thank you so much for the follow! Hope you enjoy your stay.
そうかそうだよな
Once we close for the night, we will probably fall into bed, dead asleep. Or dead tired, I guess. Just then, the door chime rang. Cinderella, get the door, there's a customer.
あおう
Imagine running a cafe with just 2 people, that sounds not nice. El Pikachu, okay.
終わった
Pikachu. Pika Pika. Pikachu.
Once the cafe was closed, Cinderella slumped over the table. Okay, it's 2 people and Pikachu running a cafe. I took a seat across from him. What a day, huh? I wasn't even that busy either, so anyway, what were you going to tell me earlier?
あのさ
But just as he jumped upright, the door jingled and someone walked in.
ああもうなんだよ
Eh? It was a small boy.
あ
Oh, it's a lost boy.
あの
なんだよもう閉店
Don't be rude to a little kid. The boy flinched at Cinderella's brusque tone, and then... Good fucking job. Pikachu running the business here, exactly. He started crying at the top of his lungs.
どうしたなんで泣く
There, he's a big scary man, isn't he? Come here, sweetie. I held my arms open wide and the boy ran to me, sniffling.
別に何もしてねえだろてか何ちゃっかり
Are you-
んだ離れろ
It's just a kid! He's just a little kid, what's the problem? I picked the boy up and set him on my
よ
lap.
くねえよなんで俺が
How come you would? I smirked. At this he flinched slightly. Evidently he realized what I was getting at. He's like, how come I don't get to sit on your lap? He's definitely jealous. He turned away sulkily. Alas, if only I could bully him a bit more. Sadly, now's not the time. Are you not good with kids or something?
まあな
But you have 2 younger brothers.
あいつらはでかいだろガキはガキでも年齢が1桁は苦手なんだよ
I'm the baby of the family myself, so I can't say I have much experience with them, but still, they're just so cute, aren't ya? I turned the conversation to the boy in my lap. Oh, it's okay. I know he seems scary on the outside, but he's a sweetheart on the inside, I promise. The little boy stopped crying and stared curiously at the big scary looking man.
まあしょうがねえ今日だけは
I could tell he was taking pains not to upset the child a second time. He's just so cute. Give me a huggy. What? Oh no. Ah. Listen, I made fun of my parents last time because they always say, "Oh, we don't talk to children the way because they talk like this to our cats, but we don't talk to little kids that way." And you know, in my family, we now have a very small child. He's 5 months now, and you bet they talk to the child the same way. Oh, you're so cute. Give me a kiss. You just like, please, can you talk to a child the normal way? I wrapped my arms around him and gave him a big squeeze. Then baby talk, yeah. Huggy. What's going on, little guy? Where's your mommy and daddy? Wakana. You don't know. Are you lost?
たく旗迷惑な親だな。
My mother-in-law does the same thing all the time. It's driving me crazy. Yeah. It's just like, you know, the kid will understand you if you talk to them normally, right? At Cinderella's caustic remark, the boy slumped his shoulders on the verge of tears again.
ああ、待て、泣くな。今のは冗談だ。お前の親は悪くない。だから泣くな。
Realizing his mistake, Cinderella jumped to his feet in a panic. Once the crisis was averted, Cinderella heaved a huge sigh of relief. I've never seen him act this way before. Oh, I know. Want a snack? I think we have some cookies left over. I lowered him down off my lap and got to my feet. Meanwhile, Cinderella rolled his
知ら
eyes.
ないやつから物をもらったり、ついてったりしちゃいけねえって言われなかったか。
Talk normal about your jobs. How hard life is! Exactly. It's like, haha! You may get to take naps during the day, but sooner than you can think about it, you will be stuck in a job you hate. Spending every single second of free time trying to get back the precious hours of sleep you're missing every single day. The kid's just standing there like, what the fuck? The little boy hung his head.
ほら見ろ。言われてるんじゃねえか。
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that. These days, people will call child protective services over anything. They might even take us to court. Okay, how about this? Next time you're here with your mommy and daddy, I'll give you... Daddy, I'll give you some cookies then. That works for you, right, Cinderella? I didn't get much of a response from the boy, so instead I let Cinderella make the call.
いいですかってもう決めてんじゃねえか。
Anyway,
いいんじゃねえか。
Anyway, I keep accidentally talking when it's not even my turn. Yay, isn't that exciting?
で、お前の親はどんなやつだ？どこではぐれたか。
Probably somewhere out on the street. Eh? The boy shook his head.
親がどんな格好してるのかもわかんないのかよ。
白い服着てた。お父さんは灰色の服。
やればできんじゃねえか。それで十分だ。本人かどうかは見ればわかるな。ちなみに今日は昼に何食った？
ポテトとお魚。
フィッシュ&チップスか。
フィッシュ&チップス。あとオレンジジュースも飲んだ。
それは親と一緒に食べたんだよな。家で食べたか。
お店。
At the restaurant.
どんな店だったか。
わかんない。
Okay, that's too hard a
大体
question.
でいいぞ。茶色とか白とか。ああ。もしかしてこの店に似てたのか。そうか。そういうことか。だから間違えてここに入ってきたんだな。
I don't know how to handle kids. Kids like me. Kids like me. They always come to me, but I don't know how to handle kids, so I just sit there. Kids all around me, and I don't know what to do. After asking the boy a series of questions, Cinderella nodded in understanding. I wasn't sure I understood where he was going with this, but it sure seemed like he was getting somewhere at least.
お父さん、お母さん。
The little boy whimpered to
わ
himself.
がまま言うなら置いてくって言われた。
Aww.
僕、捨てられたのかな。
Fat tears welled in his eyes as fear set in. Surely that's not...
そんなわけないだろう。
In contrast to my hesitation, Cinderella's tone was firm. The boy and I both stared back at him wide-eyed.
別に少しわがまま言ったくらいで、親は子供を捨てやしねえよ。人間はゴミじゃないんだ。自分に都合が悪くなったからといって簡単に捨てやしない。どんなに手がかかったって自分の子供は可愛いもんだ。
That's coming from someone whose parents definitely don't love him.
家族の愛情や相手が必要とする気持ちは
I'm
無
sorry!
償のものなんだからな。
As I listened, I realized that this wasn't just what Cinderella believed, it was what he wanted to believe. Just because someone's love was unconditional didn't guarantee that love would always be there.
元気出せって。いつかはお父さんとお母さんが迎えに来てくれるさ。
いつかっていつ？
今すぐにだ。きっと今頃お前のことを血眼で探してるさ。
Hmm.
血眼？
一生懸命ってことだ。
Price doesn't look too friendly, so it keeps kids away from me.
大
Aww.
事だからな。
Yeah, no, for some reason kids really like my vibe, I guess. One time I was at the hospital because we were visiting someone, and I sat down in a waiting room and read a book. And suddenly there were 3 children I didn't know right next to me, and one of them went like, "Oh, will you read us a book?" So like an hour later my mom finds me and I'm still surrounded by the children and I have to read, and I keep reading and reading and reading, and then fucking finally, because none of these kids were actually, you know, patients. They were also just there with family to visit someone else. And then my mom's like, you know, we have to go. But these kids would not let me go. They're like, no, we're reading. And I'm just sitting there like...
本当？
なあ、本当だ。
Kind of like this. Kind of like the chat right now. I read and you guys enjoy. The bright side, at least the parents knew where their kids were because... Yeah. It was just a waiting room. They were probably happy that they didn't have to look after their kids for a second and could, you know, care about whoever they were visiting in a hospital. We were doing offline visual novels just for the kids.
ほら、手よこせ。
Cinderella reached out to the boy.
手だ、手。俺と手をつなぐんだよ。それとも肩車の
He
方が
probably
いいか
does want to ride on your shoulders.
肩車？
俺様がお前の親を探してやるって言ってんだ。ただ待つより自分で探しに行った方がいいだろ。ほら、手をつながねえとまたはぐれちまうかもしれね
Let's
えだ
each
ろ。
give him a hand. I take his right hand, you take his left
で
hand.
も知らない人についてっちゃダメ。
That's true!
俺は知らない人じゃないだろ。俺の名前はなんだ？
I don't think that's how it works.
シンデレラ？
うん。
さっきお姉ちゃんが言ってた。
そうだ。俺はシンデレラだ。
Don't teach the child that.
知らない人なんかじゃないだろ。
Beaming up at Cinderella, the boy took his hand.
よし。
Duh, that comes from
偉い
very
ぞ
serious talk, very serious talk. Duh! In response, he rubbed the boy's hair with his free hand.
くすぐったい。
Aw, baby. And he's like, oh, I'm not good with kids. I'm not good with anyone under the age of 10. Ha ha ha. What a tender little moment. I thought you weren't good with kids.
苦手だけど。
After that little exchange, I beg to differ. You really do seem like the older brother type, you know that. I nodded pensively to myself.
はあ？
And for the record, Cinderella, I fixed him with a steely look.
なんだよ。
I want to hold hands with you too. I reached for his free hand with a big grin on my face.
ダメー。
Dummy! Come on, that's not fair. This time it was my turn to throw a tantrum. Just...
高い。
Ah, is he flying?
こら暴れんな。
Oh no, he's on his
落ちるぞ。
は
shoulders. Oh.
ーい。
しっかり捕まってろよ。
You know how this is somehow more often than not a trope in anime and games, that there's a lost child and you bring them back and somehow find their parents. How often does that actually happen in real life? was such a sweet, picturesque little scene, I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. Plus, after a long talk, I convinced Cinderella to hold hands with me later on the way home once we found the boy's parents. Yatta!
たくガキと張り合うなよな。恥ずかしい。
Why do you care? Isn't it proof that I love you?
愛されてるって。
Oh god, he's so right.
そうかよ。そりゃありがたいことだな。
He's so bright. Ooh, you're blushing. No, he's not. No, that's not his blushing spray. Seeing a child with a complete stranger would have the parent probably call authorities. Yeah. Yeah.
なってる。
うるせえな。
Oh, now he's blushing. Any luck? Do you see your parents anywhere?
いない。
Hmm.
向こうも探してるんだろうし、どっかですれ違ってるのかもな。ま、もういないとは思うけど、こいつが飯食った場所ってのは大体
I mean, couldn't we have just called the other restaurant and tell them, hi, if there's a pair of parents going around searching for their child, could you tell them to either come to our place or like wait where you are and give us a call?
本当？
They have phones, right? You're a genius. That explains why he brought us to a very specific part of
う
town.
ん、まあな。そんな片田舎じゃ店も限られるからな。
But that doesn't add to the plot! That's true! All those years of goofing off in town really paid off this time, huh? I gave him a thumbs up, the universal symbol of good job, though no job would have been more accurate at the time. Bilingual bonus! In Japanese, the word for jobless is mushiku, the more you know.
あんたはいつも一言余計なんだよ。
I'm guessing that was supposed to be a pun in the original Japanese that I do not understand. Sorry.
たく。
あのお店だ。
The boy pointed at a building in the distance.
やっぱりか。
Oh, I recognize this place. It was a fancy restaurant I once visited with Cinderella.
ようやく気づいたか。
He smirked at me smugly. Smugly! I hate it when he outsmarts me. You could have just told me from the outset. Oh, it smells good. A delicious scent wafted out from inside the building. Excuse me. I led the way inside. This restaurant used to be pretty unpopular due to its obscure location, but now was thriving. Evidently, they'd worked hard to turn things around.
らっしゃいませ。
As soon as he recognized me, the waiter froze in his tracks. No surprise there, of course. The last time we were here, we'd ordered one of everything off the menu, and I can't imagine they were likely to forget about it anytime soon. Sorry to bother you, but we're looking for this boy's parents. He says they visited your establishment this afternoon. I gestured to the little boy.
ああ、それならつい先ほど迷子を探しているという親御さんが来ましたよ。
See? They did!
だってよ。ほら、俺の言った通りだろ。
Do you know where they went?
申し訳ございません。そこまでは。
Oh, that's alright. In that case, in the event that they come back to your restaurant, could you have them wait here so we don't miss them?
もちろんです。
Thank you. We'll check back again in about 50 minutes just in case.
わかりました。
Thanks again. Looks like this might all work out. What a relief. Restaurant. Picture showing an empty room without tables. Yeah. It's a little... Because that's the same CG they use for the ballroom in Yurika's home. It's a little awkward. Sounds like you'll be seeing your mom and dad again soon. I bet you feel better now, huh? And what will you say when you see them?
わかんない。
わかんないじゃなくて、ごめんなさいだろ。
ごめんなさい。
いや、俺に
Not to me. If you want to say something to Cinderella, you can tell him thank you.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
At this, Cinderella fell silent, pouting his lips. Pardon me, mister, but I do believe this young man just thanked you. Now what do you say back?
どういたしまして。人が気圧
I will talk to you however I damn well please. Heh. Just then my stomach growled loudly, ruining the sweet little moment.
今、なったよな。
No. I have no idea what you're talking about. Would it kill you to just pretend it didn't happen?
気のせいじゃないよな。だってさ。
But no, instead he smirked at me. Don't make that little boy your uncle, please. That's cheating. Well, can you blame me? I can smell all the good food a mile away. At this hour, the shopping district was bustling with busy restaurants cooking up dinner for the customers. I can smell all my favorites too. Beef skewers, chicken skewers, steak skewers. Why is it all skewers?
ま、昼の休憩もほぼ何に等しいかな。
It's just like, I like any type of meat as long as it's on a stick. Now we can just make something when we get home. I'll wait. Out of nowhere, the little boy let out a cry of surprise. Cinderella and I looked all around. There's a toy store! The two of us slumped over our shoulders. The boy fled restlessly in excitement as Cinderella crouched down and let him off his shoulders. The second his feet touched the ground, he rushed over to the display window and peered at the toys. Oh. In response, the boy pointed at the toy train. Don't suddenly buy a random child an entire toy train? Maybe? Cinderella stopped short, wincing at his mistake. He shot me a guilty look. Oh. Oh. Oh, oops, excuse me. You're such a good boy! I knelt down and patted him on the head. Yeah. Huh? Me? We're all good boys and girls here. Yeah, but... I couldn't help but smile at his innocent question. Yeah, you're right. I'm being patient for right now, so I can spend time with the man I love later. This time the boy patted me back. Oh, thanks. Kids are so cute. Yeah. Of course. Nope. Well, if his parents are married, why wouldn't he know about that? So means Cinderella's a bad boy. Yeah, he's a bad boy. A dreamy smile spread across my face. Aww. I was just thinking about our future wedding. Oh, he yelled at me. Kids are incredibly astute and smart, but yeah. Do you? This time it was my turn to deputize the child. That's not very convincing. Yay! I gave the boy a high five. See? He gets it. Just then. Oh! He spun around to find a woman rushing towards us, her face as white as a sheet. As soon as he spotted them, the boy made a beeline straight for them. The boy's mother scooped him up into her arms. Meanwhile, the boy immediately started crying. He must have felt so relieved to find her at last. Then a man walked up, presumably the boy's father, and put an arm around his wife, smiling warmly. Aw, what a touching family reunion. Sniffling, the boy pointed at us. Yes, we did. The woman looked over at us. Yeah, we kind of found each other by chance. The couple bowed politely. Oh no, it was no trouble at all. He was an angel and we had a lot of fun together, right, Cinderella? You could come by the cafe sometime. It let Cinderella turn and start to walk off, but the boy ran up and grabbed his hand. Yes! Cinderella sighed and put a hand on the boy's head. Ah.
ありがとう。
おもう迷子になるんじゃねえぞ。
He ruffled the boy's hair and the boy giggled.
ねえ、またお店遊びに行ってもいい？
If you remember the way.
なんだそんなことか。おう、いいぜ。
お店をやっていらっしゃるんですか？
What the fuck? I don't know why that happened. Yep, it's a little place right around the corner.
ああ、もしかしてあの変わったお店かしら？
She sounded like she knew the place. Is our cafe more famous than I thought?
あのね、すごいキラキラしてたんだ。
Sorry, got excited. I wanted to go.
キラキラ。
鳥とか。
Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, he means the glass figurines. Cinderella and I exchanged a glance. He must be talking about the glass figurines. He was so busy crying, I didn't realize he'd even noticed. Feel free to come by the cafe anytime. We treat you to some yummy cookies, okay? I shot the boy a playful wink.
そうだな。今度来たらそのキラキラしたのっていうやつ。
Oh,
本
the boy's eyes lit up like
当？ほ
fireworks.
ら、ダメでしょ。この子ったら遠慮がなくてすみ
Oh,
ませ
he
ん。
definitely does know when to say no. The boy's mom looked a bit embarrassed, but Cinderella merely
いえ
smiled.
多分その子が言っているのは俺が趣味で作ってるガラス細工のことなんです。あんなのでよければ作ってやる
He...
よ。確か機関車だっけか。
作れるの？
今作ってるやつよりはずっと簡単だな。
Oh.
すごい。
Pretty cool, right? Cinderella's so awesome. I practiced those accomplishments for my own. Can you blame me though? Who wouldn't feel proud to be Cinderella's girlfriend right about now?
そうだよ。俺はすごいんだ。
Well, I would like to know whatever happened to the debt that is still hanging over our head.
わかった。
Because we very much still need $1 million. It sure gets dark early in the winter time, huh? I exhaled up at the sky. My breath left my lips in a white fog. After we said our goodbyes to the little boy and his family, we decided to go to the lake for a while. I was hungry, and yet I couldn't will myself to go straight home and make dinner. Now that the boy was gone, I was feeling a little depressed. Kids sure are cute, aren't they? The two of us sat down on the lake shore.
そうだな。
And if other people's kids are that cute, then I bet our own kids will be super mega adorable. Ooh.
その発言、普通の男だったら引くぞ。
I'm not talking about other guys, though. I'm talking about you. Are you implying you're not like most guys? At this, Cinderella slowly turned to look at me.
ゆりか、
Yes, that's my name. Yes. Out of nowhere, you put a hand over my eyes. Ooh. Chip. Huh? I brought my fingers to my lips and found them damp. Was that?
よくよく考えたら、うちでできなくても、外にいたら。
Why would you cover my eyes for that?
なんとなく。
But I wanted to see you kiss me.
見るな。
Eh?
俺が見られたくねえんだよ。
Well, why?
好きだよ。
Oh. Where did that come from?
俺、あんたのこと
I
が
guess
好き
he's
だ。
so I should know by sucking the nicotine of living things.
ゲス
Wait, do living things have nicotine in them? Cinderella.
そういえば、ちゃんと告白したことなかったなって
Oh.
思ってさ。さっきもそうだったけどさ。いつも好きだってあんたに言われて、俺はそれに乗っかって。それじゃあ、
Cinderella's self-conscious about that POV kiss face. Because they're getting sucked.
だから、もう一度言っとく。好きだ。耳まで赤くなってるぞ。
Well, don't be a bully. You can't just subject me to a blindfold king and expect me to not better.
目隠しプレイとか言うな。俺もこんなこっぱずかしいこと、あんたの目見て言うのなんて無理。
Oh my god.
だからさ、しばらくの間このまま黙って聞いてくれ。
Okay, I'm listening. Alright. Ooh. What? As soon as I fell silent, he kissed me again. My body burned hot as my heart thumped in my chest. Without my sight, I couldn't predict when he might strike again. What is he thinking? I wish I could see the look on his face. Unfortunately, all I could see was darkness.
あんたってさ、呆れるくらいいいと思わない？初めて出会った時、俺
Don't remind me of the time you threw up. Thanks.
ね、
Why do you close your eyes when we kiss?
そのまま吐いて初対面のあんたに片付けさせて、普通嫌がるだろ。自分の吐いたもんも汚ねっての。
Can we stop talking about
あんたは
puke
嫌な顔
and
一つ
begging?
しなかった。ずいぶんあんたに失礼なことも言ったよな。貧乏人だとか。
Yeah, you call me a bimbo like 500 times.
本当はいいところのお嬢様なのに。
So I will just stop being weird apparently. He's like, ah yes, this is very romantic. I will just, you know.
あんたは度量が広すぎるんだよ。
Clean him off my drunk as no one would unless they're in love or
普通
getting
は自
paid.
分の婚約者がそんな暴言吐いたらそこで終了するだろう。嫌いになるだろう。でもそんなことお構いなしって感じで、その後も俺の思いつきに
Your oddball
喜んで
brothers are very
付き合って
nice.
毎日毎日喫茶店でメインで動いて、家事も洗濯もこなして、初めて食べたあんたの料理、すげえうまかった。最初は口にする気なんかなかった。あの時はあんたがここにい
It's
る
kinda
のも気まぐれで、どうせすぐに
Weird to me how her ear is so pronounced in that CG.
仕事や家事で疲れてるってのも
Nice topic after kiss.
子
No!
供の帰りを飯も食わずに待ってるのも分かってたけど、変に思い入れも持ちたくなかった。
Ugh.
それでも夜中に腹が減って興味本位でつまみ食いしたらうまくて驚いた。ただのお嬢様じゃないのかよと思って正直見直した。そりゃシチューなんて俺でも作れるか
Oh,
ら、
mine was filled with love
なんか他と違うって
or something.
思った。そういえばあんたってお嬢様なのにお嬢様らしくないよな。黙ってりゃそう見える
What's a rich girl supposed to
バカ
act
みたい
like?
に明るくてよく喋るし
Hey.
行動的というかなんというか、俺の代わりに殴られたこともあったよな。それでその後あんたに葉っぱかけられて謝りに行って謝られた方が屈辱だって言われたんだ。彼女は私に同情したわけじゃなく、あなた自身に魅力があることを分からせるために来させたんだ。
Okay.
ったく性格いいんだか悪いんだか分かんねえよ。普通はそんなこと考えないだろ。
You're
しかも
talking a
周りくど
lot.
いし。でもさ、今思えば
I don't trust the happiness yet
俺のことを分かってたんだよな。
because we still didn't handle that debt, so I'm not trusting anything good that happens right now.
信じてもらえないとか思ったんだろう。ああ、そうだよ。その通りだ。
Now we know he's definitely a chatterbox. Yeah, that's true.
あの時あんたが何を言おうがきっと俺は信じなかった。俺は本当はいつも不安で自分に自信がなくて、
I also want something.
けど
I want you to simply shut up and give me another kiss.
ことを見透かしてて
Jesus Christ, dude!
それでもあんたはそばにいてくれた。好きにならないわけないだろう。あんたは誰が見ても可愛くて明るくて、
Aww.
でもそれだけじゃなくて
Wait, kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
悪
Dee
賢く
dee dee dee.
露骨
Dee
に誘惑し
dee
て
dee
きて、
dee.
そのくせちゃっかり予防線を張りやがって、俺のことを手玉に取ってるかと思えば、俺のことだけを
Oh my god.
俺のことを考えて俺のために俺をいつどの瞬間に好きになったとかはわからない。気づいたらあんたのことが好きで、
Okay.
だからこそ別に付き合ってもないのに、他の男と一緒にいるところを見ると
Okay.
イライラしたし、独り占めしたいって思った。知ってるか？
I am aware,
一部の男
but it gives us
だっ
good
て
sales, so who
あんた
cares?
目当てで来てるんだぜ。ま、知ってるか？あんたは恐ろしく勘がいいからな。それでいて
You're going to fall asleep when he keeps going.
ひどい女だよ。本当はあんたを狙う男どもに、こいつは俺の婚約者なんだぞって俺以外に笑いかけてやるなって
I can't stop smiling in a customer service job.
できなかった。好きだよ、ゆりか。大好きだ。
Just like
ずっと誰よりも思ってる。本当はいつだって抱きしめたい、キスだってしたい、ずっと触れていたい。
so do that then.
知ってるだろう。俺さっきあんたは俺との
Oh, 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 oh.
俺だって考えたよ。あんたと結婚したらどうなるんだろう。俺は夫婦というより恋人みたいな二人でいたいな。毎日あんたの作った美味しい料理を食べて、同じものを見て、時々喧嘩もするかもしれないけど、すぐに何でもなかったかのように仲直りするんだ。休みの日にはデートして、二人の記念
Mm.
日は必ず祝いたい。たまには楽したって。
Every now and then, yeah, sure.
いつか子供ができた時も二人でいる時間は大切にしたい。もちろん一緒に旅行なんて出かけるのもいいな。お弁当なんか持ってピクニックなんてを
Yeah.
柄じゃないなんて思うなよ。好きな人と一緒だ
No,
から。
that sounds like a plan.
それに
Oh my
子供たちを
gosh.
連れて行ってやりたい。楽しい思いをいっぱいさせてやりたい。習い事でも何でも自分の好きなことをさせたい。
Yeah, I'm not sure she's still awake.
夢を持つようになったら、その夢が叶うように応援してやりたい。
Wow, they really wanted the money's worth.
あんたも
Like, okay, I don't know how
相
expensive
談してほしい。
the voice actors are in Japan, but he's pretty big, so I'm guessing his rates are pretty high. And they were like, okay, you know what? We have to spend a bunch of money to get him anyway. Let's hear him talk.
そうだな。俺はいつまでも
Bro,
あんたに綺麗なままでいてほしいな。
okay. Oh, oh. Oh! At this, finally, Cinderella pulled his hand away. I slowly opened my eyes and he met my gaze. Cinderella,
なんて これじゃまるでプロポーズしてるみたいだな。
Well, are you? He smiled sheepishly.
あんたの瞳は好きだけど。
Are you proposing? He slowly leaned in and my heart raced as I felt his breath against my
しばらくの
skin.
間
I literally had my eyes closed for the past 10 minutes. Okay. Oh my fucking god. I closed my eyes again and felt something warm against my lips. And so we exchanged the world's softest, sweetest kiss. Again!
ありがとうございました。
Oh my fucking god. Once we solved the last customer, we brought in the sign and flipped the blank on the door to close. Phew! Today really took a lot out of me. Stretched my arms wide. Sadly, it wasn't enough to shake off all my built-up fatigue.
まあな。
Fatigue. Cinderella flopped down into a chair, looking rather exhausted himself. You worked really hard today. I'll make you something to drink.
それよりちょっとこっち来い。
Hmm. Oh, okay. He waved me over and pulled me into a big hug. Aww.
この方が癒される。
Likewise. Lucky us, huh?
だな。日中は客がいるし、夜はアリスがいるし、こんな時くらいしか。
Tell me how many days have passed, because I don't see that debt going away anytime soon. That reminds me, we haven't done any glass crafting in a long time, have we? We stopped doing those glass crafting lessons shortly after the day we confessed the truth to each other. Mainly because we'd been too busy with other things, of course. Still, I couldn't help but miss it.
かといって今俺の部屋に入るなよ。
Let me guess, the reason being... Oh, I couldn't... You know. Ha ha ha, if we're alone in my room together, ooh.
あんたは
Ah!
女。俺は男なんだ。だから、その、わかるだろう。好きな女が自分の部屋にいるだけでその気になるというか、前みたいに理性を聞かせられるかわからない。
I hate it so much. There's nothing I hate more. Nothing. Nothing I hate more. It's fine, I trust you.
そういう。
This is why I like girls. Cinderella exhaled, but I could tell it was more out of exhaustion and disappointment. Have you been getting enough sleep?
撮ってるよ。
Yep, I've been sleeping like a baby.
もう白雪もグレーテルもいないし、たまには一緒の部屋で寝てもいいだろう。
There's still others to worry about, remember? Also, you literally just said I'm not allowed in your room. Thank you for the hydrate time.
そういやそうだな。
Oh, he sounds sleepy as hell. Is he zonking out? Oh. And he's down! 3, 2, 1, out! No, I think you counted the other way around. Wow. As I listened to his slow, steady breathing, I giggled and stroked his hair. If he's that tired, then I may as well let him get some rest. These past few days, I'd been so happy. Almost too happy! After we revealed our true selves, we confessed our feelings for one another. No matter how hard the struggle, as long as we had each other, we would make it through. And from here on out, we would live happily ever after. Or would we? Oh. Thank you, the game did not forget about, you know, the big plot point. Is this really how it ends? There's still so many problems we have yet to resolve. Cinderella's dad, the debt, and worst of all, my parents. There's no way they don't know about the debt. Sure, our dads are old friends, and my parents in particular are pretty hands-off, but even then I can't imagine they'd let me marry someone without doing their homework first. Is it possible they're going to let me have the final say?
何考えてるんだ？
I snapped back to reality to find Cinderella squinting at me suspiciously. Oh, nothing. Come on, it's time to make dinner. I smiled evasively.
ごまかすなよ。 あんたの実家のことだろ。
Well, yeah. You've learned how to call my bluffs, haven't you? My smile tense.
当たり前だろう。俺だってあんたのことが知りたいから、何を思って何を考えてるんだとか。
It's actually really important to consider the other person's thought process when you're trying to get to know them, isn't it?
まあな、それだけあんたのことが好きだってことだ。
And I appreciate that.
どうなんだ？
Looks like I won't be able to wriggle out of this one. I heaved a sigh. Yes, you were right. I was thinking about my parents. I basically ran away from home to be here after all. I was desperate to learn more about you, so I didn't bother to get permission. They said they knew I'm here, and if they had a problem with it, I'm certain we'd know about it by now, but still...
承知の上か。だったら俺の家のことも分かってるのかな。だいたい最初からおかしいと思ったんだ。俺の家のことなんて調べればすぐに分かったはずだ。なのに大事な娘を俺なんかに嫁がせようとするなんてさ。
After a moment of thought, I looked up. Maybe you should go visit them.
あんたの家に？
Yeah, we can explain everything that's happened. That way maybe they'll understand.
分かってもらえるかな。俺はあんたたちを騙そうとしたのに。
But things are different now, right?
あ、
If any of this came as a surprise to them, I'm sure they'd be angry, but if they knew, then there must be a reason I didn't say anything. Maybe they'll tell us they're opposed to our relationship, but if so, we can just cross our bridge when we come to it. At the very least, it's more productive than leaving things vague. Gotta stay positive. We won't know until we try. Of course, I'm not going to force you to do this if you don't want to. Cinderella fell silent for a moment and
そう
smiled.
だな。俺もあんたの親父さんに直接謝
Hoo
りたい
hoo
しな。
hoo 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 hoo. I wonder what's going to happen.
行くよ。行って今まであったことを全部
So what?
話す。
What about the debt collectors? And now we have them officially sanction our relationship. Happily ever after.
ハッピーエンドか。ちなみにあの関西弁野郎はただの友達なんだよな。
He's my servant. He fixed me with another suspicious look. How many times are you going to ask me this?
悪かったな。しつこくて。
Listen, don't worry. I'm only going to date him in the next game. If you want to be jealous, then knock yourself out.
たまにはしてほしいけどな。
I hope you aren't planning to do anything that's gonna make me cry, like cheating on me or cheating on me.
あんた以上にいい女なんて他にね。
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, right back at you. There's no one I could possibly want more than you. Kaguya's my beloved servant. He's a close friend, and I think of him as family.
じゃあ俺は？
You're my boyfriend, duh. Duh! Satisfied with the results of his interrogation, he gave me a hug.
これでハッピーエンド
Well, I'm not so sure about
だよ
that.
な。
Yep, I could possibly ask for more. And so a weekly day off rolled around. Today we were going to visit my parents' house. Humming to myself, I packed up my luggage to bring it home with me.
ご機嫌すぎる。普通もうちょっと不安がったり緊張したりするだろ
I am
う。
nervous.
どこがだよ。
That's why I'm singing. I don't. I'm not sure what I look like to you, but my heart's practically pounding out of my chest. Well, wanna check my pulse? I placed a hand against my chest such as... Whoa! Wow! 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 Ouch. Ow! In response, he flicked my forehead.
あんま自分を安売りするな。すぐに飽きられるぞ。
I wonder what my pulse is at right now. You meant for like to be kept waiting, is that it?
その方がまあ燃えるからな。
Uh-huh, okay. Just checking, but am I hot?
魅力がなかったらそもそも好きになんねえだろ。
Jesus Christ, this game. Well, then that's a relief.
魅力がありすぎてその
Ooh.
うち押し倒されても知らねえぞ。
We're about to visit my parents. Please no. Stop flirting. I look forward to it. At his casual reply, Cinderella shrank back
あん
slightly.
たって見かけによらず肉食だよな。
Yeah, and you're probably exactly as paggable as you look. And you're surprisingly submissive.
悪かったな。
Oh, don't be like that. I'm saying we're compatible. We complete each other.
そうだな。
Bend over the table, pretty boy. Once I finished packing up, we were on our way. You know, it's strange. Just a month ago, I was headed down this road in the opposite direction, and now I'm walking back with Cinderella at my side. Wait, all of this happened in just 1 month? As we walked, he kept looking off into the distance for some reason. Curious, I followed his gaze to find him staring at a boutique we visited in the past. Are you feeling the urge to shop again? I turned my attention to him. His expression was blank, which made me nervous.
いや、今の俺にはあんたがいるしな。
I mean, you are allowed to get something for yourself sometime. Just me.
ああ、そうだ。
Well, aren't you romantic?
あんたが言わせたんだろ。
There's a lot of changes in a cafe in 1 month, right? So how many points is my smile worth today?
120点。
Ooh! Woo! I broke 100! And just in time for a happy ending too, let's go! I took his hand in mine and hurried off down the road. And so we arrived at the family estate. Talk about a sight for sore eyes. Well, here we are.
金持ちじゃねえか。
Maybe. Cinderella stared between me and the house. I wouldn't go that far. My gaze wandered over a big pretentious gate.
いるよな。口では謙遜しときながら実際はっていう。
Oh, everything is within walking distance. Just down the road must be... Yeah, apparently the town is also out in the boonies, but they have like an entire shopping street with several boutiques and restaurants. Listen, I live out in the boonies. We don't even have a bus. We have 3 streets and a church. Technically, we're not rich, just upper middle class. Okay. I live in a city and nothing is within walking distance. Okay, the game, yeah. I knew this distinction wouldn't make much difference, however, so I instead just laughed it off. So what kind of house does your family have?
でかい家だよ。ここみたいにな。珍しくダンスホールがあってさ。
I mean, I don't think even the upper middle class has a fucking ballroom in a mansion. So hi Carl, how are you? Evening. Ooh, parties. They sound a lot richer than us for sure. You literally have a ballroom as well? What the fuck are you talking about? Well, at least they used to be.
みんな華やかな衣装に身を包んでグラス傾けて談笑。
Listen, if she's upper middle class, then I'm one step away from homeless. A ballroom must be nice.
舞踏会って聞けば西洋の絵が思い浮かぶだろう。実際
Man, I haven't danced, you know,
きらびやか
in a long time.
優雅で
Last time I did was at a school dance, and I was forced together with a guy who definitely could not dance. So that wasn't much fun. He smiled wistfully. But you were a kid, right? What did you do during the parties?
つまんなかったな。親は客と話してるし、同い年の子供は周りにいないし。でも憧れてた。いつか絶対に自分もあの中に混ざってやるんだって思ってたな。
So that's why you used to throw them every weekend, huh?
まあな。
I get it. He just wanted to make his childhood dreams come true. Well then, my good sir, do you have a dance partner for this evening?
おう
Such a slide around 20 years ago.
一緒に踊りたいやつはいるな。
Is it me? I guess it to myself, hopefully.
他に誰がいるんだよ。
Hehe. To be honest, I've never gone dancing before.
俺がエスコートしてやるよ。くれぐれも足は踏むなよ。
No promises. I won't, I Okay, never mind, she promises.
あ
Curling my finger on his, we exchange our pinky promise. I'm really looking forward to it.
そうだな。
Only been to school dances. Yeah, same. As our hands pulled apart, a familiar face appeared at the door. Oh, hi, Kaguya. I'm home. I waved at him.
まあ、ひいさん、おかえり。シンデレラさんもどうも。
Is Dad home?
おるで、呼びに行こうか。
No, that's okay. Come on, Cinderella. Follow me. Here you go. I set a cup of freshly brewed black tea on the coffee table.
あ
My dad should be here any minute
あ。
now. I took a seat next to him and peered up at him. He was fidgeting and staring at his hands. Judging from his half-hearted responses, he's completely distracted. Are you nervous?
まあな。
Yeah, of course he is. He gave a self-depreciating laugh. Normally he wouldn't be caught dead admitting something like that. I giggled. In that case, how about I talk about myself? Maybe it'll help you take your mind off things. There are 4 people in my family: my mom, my dad, my older brother, and me. And everyone but me is a hunter. If only known Cinderella for a day and a half and everything happened to him, I would care for this room and then myself. Yeah!
いきなりハードル上げてきたな。緊張が和らぐどころか、自信がなくなってきた。
I know and I'm sorry, but I wanted you to know up front so you can be prepared.
エリート一家だな。いかにも頭が良さそうだ。
Why? Do I have a different, like a hunter? Isn't a hunter, like, when they talk about hunters, do they just mean people who go shooting for sport? Well, not for sport, but like, well, you know, hunting deer and stuff when there's too many out and about. Why are those smart? Or like, how come that's an elite family then? Or is there another definition of hunter that I'm not aware of? Also, you want a Pikachu? Okay. Let me just sit up straight for the Pikachu. Pikachu. Pika Pika. Pikachu. We're well educated at the very least.
じゃあ、あんたも漁師を目指すのか。
Do I look? Nope, I don't have any plans for the future except for getting married.
お嫁さんって、
Hehehe.
親はなんて
They told me I'm welcome to live my life however I choose.
理解ある両親だな。
They really are, which is why I'm sure they'll approve of our relationship.
そうか。普通の男なら。
Ah, are you most
ひ
guys?
るむぞ。
Shankadoon. You think so, but my brother's inheriting the family legacy and my parents are so busy that they're hardly around.
じゃあ、
No, I live here on my
こ
own.
こには兄貴と一緒に住んでんのか。
No, my brother's got his own place not too far from here. In his house it's just me and Kaguya most days. At this, Cinderella's tone changed completely.
二人
Yeah, that's a difference. Kaguya was not here in Red's route. He turned his entire body toward me and looked me directly in the eyes. The look on his face said, "Ah, excuse me." Yep. I nodded firmly.
他に使用人とかは。
Nope. He squinted at me suspiciously. I'm telling you, there's nothing going on between the two of us. He really should know this by now.
あってたまるか。
Are you mad about this?
怒ってねえよ。嫉妬してるだけだ。好きな女が使用人とはいえ男と二人っきりで暮らしてるって知って平気でいられるほど俺も度量があるわけじゃねえんだよ。
Mm-hmm. I stared back, mouth gaping like a fish as he ranted in my face.
なんだよ。
A
俺の
little.
嫉妬深さに呆れたか。
Yeah. Me, I'm sick. I have told you repeatedly that there's nothing going on between the servant of mine and me. And every time he's mentioned, you're like, "Are you sure? Yes, I am sure." He pouted sulkily. I love you so much. Okay. If Yurika says it's okay, I'll just shut up.
はあ？いきなりなんだよ。
I want to give you a big hug right now, but I guess I'd better behave.
我慢って。
You don't realize this, but I love you even more than you think I do. I do try to keep it together on the outside, but whenever you make these adorable comments, I start to lose it.
ゆりか。
随分と仲がいいことだ。
Ooh. Dad! The two of us jumped to our feet as my father walked into the room.
はじめまして。俺は
But my father cut him off.
君のことは知っているよ、シンデレラ君。娘が
Sorry, new. When do we get an hat pet channel point redeem? As soon as I can figure out how to make it work. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Dad knows about everything that happened. Cinderella seemed to realize this too because he froze partway through bowing.
まあ座りなさい。ゆっくり話そう。私も君にいろいろと聞きたいことが。
But hey, wow! The parents actually do exist in a game.
はい。
But yeah, parrot is good enough for now. I will try to make it a thing so you can actually see a pad on the screen. Same way I want to make the bonk show up. I just need to figure out how to do that because I'm not that technologically well versed. And so we all sat down on the sofa, drank our tea, and had a lovely time. Just kidding. The awkward silence that hung in the room couldn't have been more suffocating. As a hunter, my dad naturally exuded authority. On top of that, we would now have to tell him everything we've been doing, as well as explain Cinderella's family situation. Personally, I didn't find my father to be that scary, but this was Cinderella's first time meeting him, and he was likely feeling rather pressured. Sure enough, when I glanced over at him, the look on his face told me he was completely overwhelmed. But before I could come to his rescue, my father cut in once again.
君も随分と大きくなったものだ。覚えているか？君が小さい頃に何度か会ったことがあるんだが。
What? I couldn't stop myself from responding to this. My dad met Cinderella when he was little. Nobody told me we had the childhood friend backstory enabled. Think of all the romantic potential. Maybe the two of us first met as kids only to reunite as full-grown adults. That's a classic.
すみません。
Evidently, Cinderella hadn't the faintest recollection of this. Oh well, life doesn't always work out the way we hope.
覚えていなくても当然だ。君はまだ小さかったしな。
Yes, I would mind.
タバコを吸っても。
We are inside. You do not need to light a cigarette inside. Get out.
あ、はい。どうぞ。
Dad! I scolded him.
わかった。すまない。
He reluctantly put his pack of cigarettes back into his pocket. I had a deep respect for my father, but the one thing I could stand was his tendency to light up at every occasion. That said, it was clear now that he wasn't quite as composed as his external facade let on. At least open a window, right? Do not smoke inside. I will... With his hands now idle, my father folded them together and let out a breath.
驚っこしいのは嫌いなので、担当直入に聞くが、君はユリカが好きか？
はい。
そうか。ユリカは彼のことが好きか？
This time he turned the conversation to me. Yes, I do. I nodded without hesitation.
なら君たちはこの縁談を了承するということだな。
Oh, that was fast. I'd assume he was planning to interrogate us about the whole family debt thing and the living together before marriage thing. All at once, my expression softened and the tension in my body eased.
正直、この縁談話が持ち上がった時、私はね、断ろうか迷ったんだ。君は友人の息子だとはいえ、小さい頃何度か会ったきりだったし、娘もまだ若い。年若い二人を大人の都合で一緒にさせていいのか。そんなことをずっと考えていた。娘には昔から私たちの都合でいろいろと我慢してもらっていてね。そのおかげで私たちは今までいろいろと助けられていたんだが、
Wow. A dad that actually cares about his child.
娘のことなのに、なんとも情けない話だがね。
Somehow. Dad, I never knew you felt that way.
君との縁談も娘は拒否しないだろうと踏んでいた。でも、今回ばかりは私たちの一存だけで決めていい問題ではない。この縁談が決まったら、君たちは共同生活を送らなければならない。二人の相性もあるだろうし、難しい問題だ。だから、まずはこういった話があると、娘に君の写真を見せた。それどころか、娘は君のもとへ飛び出した。どうやら娘は君のことを一目で気に入った。なぜ大事な娘を君のところに 1ヶ月もの間置いていたか。
Cinderella didn't respond, so my father continued.
要はお試し期間だ。しばらくの間生活を共にし、問題がなければ君を婿養子に迎えようと思った。
婿養子？
そうだ。どうだシンデレラ君。
え？
うちの息子になる気はないか。君の事情はよく知っているつもりだ。おそらく君の力になれると思う。
それって。
ああ、今までいろいろと苦労してきたみたいだね。辛かっただろう。でも安心しなさい。私は君に不自由させるつもり
Secret
だ。
test.
金銭面でも必要なだけ君を援助してあげよう。それに娘も君
I
も
don't think he's going to say yes to all that. He glanced at me. The look on his face seemed to say, behold the perfect solution. And naturally I was inclined to agree.
婿養子にはなれません。
What? Did he just decline the offer? Dad, I think maybe Cinderella needs some time to think about it. I turned back to my father with a smile, hoping to conceal my inner panic.
そうか。
Yes, really. You never said anything about his adoption thing before. Besides, Cinderella's the heir apparent to his dad's estate. If you take him in, he'll have to give that up. I don't mind marrying into his family instead. Either way, it's something we need to discuss. I need to take control of where this conversation was headed. Otherwise...
そういう問題じゃないんだ。
Cinderella cut in, almost as though he had seen right through me. Alright, of course. I've never been able to pull one over on Cinderella, not once.
どうした？あまり乗り気じゃなさそうだな。
Cinderella fell silent and hung his head. Cinderella. Nervous, I called out to him. After a moment, he looked up again. He turned to my father and said,
俺はゆりかさんとは結婚する気はありません。
What? What?
娘では不満か？
確かにお嬢さんは素敵な女性ですが、やはり結婚する気にはなりません。
You're lying?
こう言っているが、
嘘も何も、初めから俺は見合い話を受けるとも結婚するとも言っていません。
What?
今日ここに来たのは今までのことを謝りたかったのと、お嬢さんをこちらへお返ししたかったからです。
Where did this come from? I grabbed his arm, but he pulled away from
ゆ
me.
りか、落ち着きなさい。
At my father's insistence, I let go of
ど
Cinderella.
ういうことかちゃんと説明してくれるか？
Wait.
はい。
We literally had him talk our ears off.
ご存知の通り、俺の家には借金があります。まともに働いても一生払えないような借金です。
それは君のお父さんの借金じゃないのか？
はい。
なら君が返す必要はないんじゃないか？君がお父さんと縁を切ればの話だ。
What?
それにうちなら君の今後を保証できるだけの余裕。君がうちに来るというのなら君が抱えているものを解消してやれると思う。
それはすごく魅力的な話ですね。
そうだろう。君は何が不満なのかね？
でもそれじゃダメなんです。
I'm also confused. I'm very confused. You're not
僕は
alone.
あなたの娘さんを利用しようとしてたんです。
But you literally talked about how that's not
娘さん
true.
と結婚すれ
What?
ば援助してもらえる。
知っていたよ。君の事情はよく分かっているつもりだと言っただろう。ちなみにそのことは娘は知っているのか？
はい。
Huh?
彼女には全て話しました。
そうか。だったらいいじゃないか。娘が気にしていないなら
Wait, what?
私も特に気にしない。
ですが、俺はこの先彼女とやっていける自信がありません。
What?
ダメなんです。彼女といるとダメな自分がますますダメになっていく気がして自信がなくなってくるんです。
I am confusion.
娘のことが好きなのではないのかね？
それも本当は 自信がないんです。
What?
彼女が優しいから、彼女がお金持ちだから、俺にとって都合がいいから彼女のことを好きなんじゃないのかって。そんな俺が彼女と結婚できるわけがない。
そうだな。少なくとも君がその状
I
態
don't
では
understand what's going on. Didn't we literally just, you know, we were all lovey-dovey and kept talking about how we're going to make this work? Dad!
俺には彼女を幸せにできる自信はありません。だからこの話はなかったことにしてください。
そうか。残念だよ。
What? Wait! Please wait, please. I dashed down the stairs chasing after Cinderella. No matter how loud I shouted after him, he refused to look back. Why? I thought you said you'd love me. My voice shook with bitter frustration as I screamed at him. At last he came to a stop.
ああ、好きだよ。だけど、好きだからこそ切り離さなきゃならねえこともあるだろう。魔法の時間はいつまでも続かないんだよ。
What the fuck are you talking
俺も
about?
あんたも最初から分かってたことだろう。いや、俺たちだけじゃないな。あんたの父親も俺の父さんも。だから今まであんたや俺の好きなようにさせてくれたんだ。魔法使いにかけてもらった魔法は。
Okay, well I know the wizard. I'll tell the wizard to. What?
俺はその代償を払わなきゃならない。
No, I'll pay it. And the Cinderella fixed me with a pained
気
smile.
持ちは嬉しいけどさ、それじゃダメなんだよ。わかるだろう。すげえ情けないんだ。
Who
今
cares?
までもずっと情けなかったけど、
It's not even his fault he's in so much
俺
debt.
には何もできないんだって自分自身に嫌気がさして
Okay,
死に
Jesus
たくなる。
Christ. Is he going to lose a shoe? I
と
hope
も
so.
っとダメな俺になる。あんたのおかげでようやく
What
覚
the
悟
fuck?
決められたんだ。でもそれだっていつまで続くかわからない。
So what? We can just work through it
あ
together.
んたがいると俺は溺れたまま二度と浮き上がれなくなる。こ
What
の
the
まま一緒にい
fuck?
れば
I don't care.
別れよ。俺が嫌なんだよ。
Oh.
前に語ったことあったよな。
Yeah.
あんなのはただの夢だ。
It's not.
俺といれば綺麗な服を買
Who
って
cares?
好きなものだって簡単には買えないし、
Who
や
fucking
る
cares?
こともできない。子供だって。俺の人生は金に狂わされたけど、生きていく上でそんなことは頼むよ。これ以上
What?
俺を甘やかさないでくれ。俺自身を嫌いにさせないでくれ。
Cinderella, can I do anything to help shoulder your pain?
もともとあんたがすべき苦労じゃないだろう。
So what's your plan now? Are you just going to go it? What? Are you just going to go it alone, without Snow White or Gretel, without me?
やっていけるさ。俺は器用だからな。
Are you kidding me?
何でもやればできる。
Then why?
ゆりか、あんたが俺の幸せを願ったように、俺もあんたに幸せになってほしい。
What?
それが俺の幸せだ。
But if my happiness is your happiness, then who is flying the plane? That's not fair. How am I supposed to argue with
い
that?
いんだよ。俺じゃあんたを幸せにはできない。幸せにする自信もないんだ。
That's not true!
せめて
What
魔
the
法
hell?
にかっている今、
Does everything to make you not
あんたを
happy.
ここに
Yeah.
置いていきたかった。
What about my love for you? You're just going to abandon that too?
あんたはいい女だ。
I don't want the other fish in the sea.
星の数ほどいるよ。
Bro, what the fuck? I don't care about the other fish, I only want you.
もう時間だ。俺は帰らなくちゃいけない。
What the fuck? And with that, he turned back to the door. Wait, Cinderella! I started after him. And then I fell. But I lost my balance and toppled to the ground. My shoe. The heel of my shoe had broke clean off. I tried to stand, but a sharp pain shot through my leg. Meanwhile, Cinderella walked out the door, leaving me behind. Cinderella, wait, please. I still want to be with you. I don't want to let go. Not now, not ever. Why are you so dead set on letting me go? What the fuck? And so my beloved disappeared from my life completely. Just so you guys are aware, we are still on our way to the true end of his route, right? I just want you guys to know, this is not a bad ending. What the fuck? It's past the time we agreed on, but he hasn't come yet. You have to believe me, the magical financing officer is right here.
お嬢ちゃんの勘違いじゃねえのか。ここにはそんなもんはねえよ。ほら、帰った帰った。
Hey! In the days after Cinderella left me, I spent my time inquiring about him at various loan agencies, only to be shown the door. Strangely enough, the company that handled Cinderella's debt, Magical Financing, seemed to have vanished completely. I tried asking around to see if they'd moved to a new location, but no one seemed to have even heard of them. I was really hoping Mr. Suit could tell me where to find Cinderella. Kaguya, have you found him? As soon as Kaguya returned home, I was eager to hear how his investigation went. But once again, he only shook his head.
実家も喫茶店もあれから差し押さえにあって立ち入りができんようになっとる。P さんが見た時と同じや。
Right. That night after Cinderella left me, I went back to the cafe to find a notice been taped to the door, announcing the cafe's closure. Nobody knows where he is, not even Snow White or Grateful. So where could he have gone? I tried asking everyone I could think of who knew him, but none of them had any leads. It was almost as though someone had cast a vanishing spell on him.
ごめんな。何の役にも立てんくて。
What the fuck? No, that's alright. I really appreciate you doing all this legwork for me.
気にせんでええよ。僕ができることなんてこんなことしかあらへんし、それに自分は僕の大事なお姫さんやからな。P さんが笑顔になるんなら馬車馬のように駆け回ったるわ。
Stop saying that. He calls you puppet. Yeah! So cute, right? Oh yeah, thank you.
ちゅうてもどうしたもんかな。シンデレラさんの父親は海外に逃げたっちゅう話やし。
Oh well, if he's abroad, then we have no way of finding him. Cinderella would never do that. He'd never run away.
せやな。あんな美味しい条件突き出されたっちゅうのに、それを蹴ってまで苦難の道を選んだお人や。
The fuck though.
世間ではハイかぶりとかろくでなし扱いされとるけど、ほんまは誠実な人やと僕も思うで。
Yeah. There's no way he's left the country. I'll track him down sooner or later. Kaguya namn det. I've only known Kaguya for Daviding. You have to be there when we play the second game then, because he has a route in that one. We get to date him in that one. Once again, I found myself standing outside the cafe. I knew he wouldn't be here, and yet I couldn't stop myself. Deep down, my heart was convinced there was a tiny chance he would come back. The door's open. Fortunately for me, I made a spare key in secret, and tonight I was going to use it. Unsurprisingly, the interior was eerily silent and devoid of human life. It was hard to believe that the place was once bustling with customers. It was fun while it lasted, at least. Glancing around, I headed further in. All over the building, everything in the kitchen sink was marked with a sticker that read "Ceased." My chest ached. It felt like further proof that my happiness here was all an illusion. But though the ball and carriage and fancy gown were all a dream, surely the time I spent with Cinderella was still real. I hope Alice is not still in his room. As soon as I set foot into his room, I caught sight of something. To me, it was something worth its weight in gold. Is this a glass slipper? There was no mistaking it. Cinderella had sculpted a glass shoe. Cinderella, are you here? Please answer me. Cinderella. But no response came. Cinderella. Yeah, he wouldn't be in a... I took off my own shoe and slipped it on to find it was a perfect fit. For some reason, however, the slipper was missing its mate. When on earth did he find the time to make this? But just then... Excuse me? It's you! I whirled around to find Mr. Suit standing there. I've got you now. No. My Wait, I know that voice. I know Mr. Suit's voice. My Cinderella. His tone was as arrogant as ever. On the upside, however, it helped me keep my emotions in check. You won't, though. I looked him directly in the eye as I spoke. Because there's no way you don't know the answer, and if you didn't feel like telling me, you wouldn't have come to find me in the first place. Yeah, there's no way he just turned up to say hi. Mr. Suit shrugged his shoulders. Please, tell me where he is. If you won't give me the information for free, then just name your price. Yes, any price. If it will help me find Cinderella, then you can have it. He ogled me up and down. I swallowed. What was he going to ask of me? Yeah. Suddenly he shifted to a more candid tone, ill-befitting of the situation at hand. What? Little heroine? Why does that sound so familiar? Yeah. I just realized I know that voice. Then it hit me. His voice, his arrogant manner of speech. Could it be? I pointed at the mouth agape. Right? Remember? Oh! Remember when we first met him and he did the same thing to his voice? Mr. Wizard. In a blink, the man's black suit transformed into a wizard's garb, which was also black, so the contrast wasn't really that striking. Well, so much for all that dramatic tension. Yeah, I'm getting distracted. I'm fine, would you mind if I straighten a few things out with you? Are you the same wizard I met before? Hand over the cat for your deception. And so a reunion was commemorated with a handshake. I take it we've met more than twice. It depends on if you actually go to see the bad endings and other routes. But you're the guy in charge of magical financing. Sonotori! You're the one who loaned Cinderella the money and the same guy who told me about it. By which you mean you loaned him money? In exchange for the same money plus interest. So there was no magic involved, just a disguise. And when did this happen? I stared back at him. I couldn't even begin to process this. Okay, whatever. That answers a few of my questions at least. No wonder you seemed so familiar with Cinderella when we met you. Probably because you weren't wearing your disguise, genius. Is this a joke to you? I glared at him, but he didn't even flinch. I get the feeling you've been meddling in a bunch of other things I don't know about. Whatever. Please just tell me where he is. I let out a breath in exasperation.
僕の目的とか聞かないの？
Would you tell me if I did?
教えない。
See, then I don't even have to ask. Didn't think so, thus I won't bother asking. Besides, my top priority is Cinderella, not you. At this point, I don't care who you are, what your objective is, or why you've done what you've done. I just want to know where I can find Cinderella.
どうしても知りたい？
I'm desperate.
ということは、君は僕に魔法をかけてほしいってことだ。
Giving me information is casting a spell.
僕にとってはね。
I paused for a moment. And our magic comes at a price, right? Oh, what? Excuse me? You're very sharp. Right. I closed my eyes.
えへってなんだよ。
There in the darkness, I contemplated the best course of action and came to a decision. Will you ask the wizard to cast a spell on you? Yup. Because if we say no, it's going to be a bad ending. Mr. Wizard, or whoever you are, I need you to grant my wish.
願い事とは？
Please, let me speak to Cinderella one more time.
僕の魔法は制限付きだよ。
I don't care. I'll do anything to achieve my ends. I'll lie, cheat, or even make miracles happen if I have to.
彼の居場所を突き止めてどうするの？君はシンデレラ君に置き去りにされたんだよね。
No, he didn't abandon me, and now I'm going to get him back.
へえ、迎えに。せっかく相手が覚悟を決めた行動を君は否定するの？
Is it?
ああ、とってもね。すごく残酷でとびきり自分勝手だ。
Because I made him feel insecure.
そうだね。君といると自分が情けなくなると言っていた。それでも君は魔法をかけてほしい。
Yes, I do. I'm going to do everything in my power to oppose his wishes. If that makes me every bit as cruel and selfish as you say I am, then so be it. But the thing is, he told me he loves me. That's why I have to get him back.
その真理は？
I'm going to make him happy. And this Mr. Wizard snapped his fingers. Oh, well. Alright then, what will you give me in exchange? I'll give you a black screen.
ずいぶん騒がしいな。
それはそうだろう。今城ではお姫様がお婿さん選びの舞踏会を開いているそうだ。
What the fuck are you doing here?
舞踏会か。そりゃすごいな。
What the fuck?
君の弟たちもめかし込んで参加するようだな。
は？
へえ。あいつらがうまくやれてるようでよかったよ。
君にも招待状は来ているが、行かないのか？
招待状？そんなのどこに？
ここだ。招待主はアリス家だそう
え？
行けるわけないだろう。俺みたいなハイかぶりが舞踏会なんて。
Are you finally going to give me the real Cinderella thingy now?
だ。なぜそう思う？君は元はお金持ちの息子だっただろう。
そうだけど、今は違う。
父親がいなくなったから？
ああ、そうだ。
Oh, the father actually vanished. Damn.
父さん、結局。父さんは
In the original Cinderella story, I think the father actually died. Wait, I'm not completely sure. No, her real mom died, and the father took the stepmom as his new wife. I think that was in the original.
どうだろうな。いなくなってしまったのだから。
Well, I guess in this one the wife also went away.
そうだな。多分。
Why the fuck is Alice with Cinderella? I don't
君は裏切られたんだ。愛していると。
I don't get
愛
it.
されていると思っていたの。
別に裏切ったとか騙されたとかそんなのもどうだっていいさ。
何もないか。
A sip of Coca-Cola.
結
Don't-
局君が手
don't
に入れた
die.
ものは全てなくなってしまった
全てじゃないさ。
それは
このガラスの靴は
Ah,
俺があいつのために
here's the other
作った
slipper.
もう片方はどうした？
喫茶店にこっそり置いてきた。
それは彼女に自分を見つけてほしいという気持ちの表れか？果たしてそう簡単に気づくだろうか？
さあな。でも気づいても気づかなくてもいつか借金をすべて返して職人として一人前になったらきっと何年もかか
Oh, wrong pipe. Mm.
る。もしかして何十年かも待っててくれるかな。
I mean, it's just a slipper though. She won't be able to find him just with the slipper, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if Alice is trying to say we're not that intelligent. He's not really one to compliment us. He's mostly very mean.
君は甘いな。待っているわけないだろ。
だよな。でもそれでもいいんだ。たとえあいつがこの先他の誰を好きになって誰好
好きだったんじゃないのか？
きだよ。今でも
Oh my god, if this fucking route doesn't end soon with a happy end, I'm gonna scream.
あいつの幸せを
It's like they both want each other to be happy, so why not try to find happiness together? Why go, no, your happiness goes first. Why not, you know,
随分
Combine it.
献身的だな。当初の君からは想像がつかない。
そうだな。あいつと出会って一緒に暮らすうちにあいつの考えが移ったみたいだ。本当はさ、今でも不安になるんだ。外に出かけると必要のないものまで手に取ってる。あいつといるときは愛されているんだと思っているときは止められた。
your happiness goes first. Okay, fine, I'm happy you're happy, but I'm happy you're happy, yeah,
あいつ
right?
がいなくなって一人に逆戻りしたとき、
それはそうだろう。君の買い物癖はいわゆる精神疾患だ。買い物に依存していたのが一時的に彼女に依存することで治ったと錯覚していたに過ぎない。
でもそれじゃダメなんだ。それじゃあいつと一緒にいるのが楽だから、あいつが優しいからって。
だから君は彼女と離れ一人で生きていくことを決めた。
そうだ、俺はあいつを愛したいから。愛をくれるから愛すんじゃない。
Yeah, he's
相手に甘えるだけが愛なんじゃない。
he's very much addicted to
相
buying
手
stuff
に求めるのが愛じゃ
and
ない。
spending money.
何の見返りもない愛こ
It's
そ
not just haha,
何の利益も
I
求め
buy
ない
stuff
愛こ
because
そ
I can, but it's literally an addiction.
だけど俺は弱い人間だからどうしてもすがれる何かが欲しかった。
Buying the entire menu in a restaurant and then not even eating at
そ
all,
れさえあればどんな苦労も悲しみも
which is a waste of good food.
そんな決意と約束を思い出させる
それがガラスの靴だったわけだな。
未練たらしい男だよな。自分から別れたくせに俺のことを忘れないでくれって言ってるんだ。結局俺は見返りを求めてるんだよ。
Good to have someone who can tell you no to buying. Yeah, right?
期待してるんだ。
But he doesn't want to use us as a crutch.
仕方ないだろう。君は
But
神では
like-
ないのだからな。
It's
しかし君は甘いな。甘々の甘ちゃんだ。甘すぎて
there's
砂糖を吐
nothing
くかと
bad
思う
about
くらい。
asking for
この
help,
軟弱ヘ
right?
タレ男。君は男のくせに受動的
It's
で
not a
悲観
cr-
的
right?
で
It's not a crutch to ask for
その
help.
くせ独りよがり他人任せのダメダメダメ男だ。
Smorgasbord.
なんだよ。
君は彼女が自分を待っていることを望んだが、 彼女がいつまでも
She's not waiting at all. She's actively searching for you.
だからそれは
逆だシンデレラ。彼女はきっとこの国から君を探し出すだろ
Yeah.
なんて言ったって彼女は君に一目惚れした鏡の国のお姫様なんだからな。
やあやあシンデレラ君。
What the fuck?
久しぶりだね。元気してた？
あんたは
Man in fairy tales.
占い師じゃなくて魔法使いさ。まあどっちでもいいけど。
なんでここにいるんだよ。
それはねシンデレラ君。僕が今から君を舞踏会へ行かせてあげるからだよ。
は？
まずは君が作った鳩とカボチャ。それに
They're really going for it
ガラス細工を
now.
借りるよ。
おい、ちょっと待てよ。
今から僕は魔法の力でこれを黄金の馬車と馬と
Oh, a
馬車
golden
に変えて
carriage.
あげよう。ワン、ツー、スリー。
シンデレラさん。あんたはあいつの家の
How to make the fairy godmother wizard. I don't trust the guy.
ようやく見つけたで。お姫様の心を射抜いた王子様。
I don't trust him.
あ、未来の王子様。お城でお姫様がお待ちですよ。
I don't trust the wizard.
おい。
ほらね、馬車に白馬に魚車にお供。これで舞踏会に行く支度ができた。
You know, like the Kaguya princess of the moon. Kaguya.
あとはその服も。
なんで？
なんでって僕は魔法使いだからね。不可解でもそういうものだと思うしかない。さあ早くこの馬車に乗るんだシンデレラ。しっかりと楽しんでくるといい。あ、ちなみに魔法の期限は12時までだからね。
そんなことを急に言われ。
行ってこいシンデレラ。君はずっとお城の武道会にお姫様に憧れていたんだろ。
Yeah, I think it's a little much. The big bow is a little.
ほな行こうか。シンデレラさん。
あ
おい、俺を忘れるな。大
The
丈夫だ
glass slipper.
あ、ガラスの靴。あ
And so, wearing his fancy new attire, Cinderella climbed into the golden carriage. The destination, the princess's castle. It's just a cafe.
ここは
What the fuck?
さあ、中に入ってください。
中ってここは
Dozens of people filled the room, decked out in all the finery. They all welcomed Cinderella warmly.
いらっしゃいませ。
あ、
シンデレラ兄さん。
いらっしゃい。そしておかえり。
お前たちまでどうして？
彼女に雇われたんです。喫茶店を新装オープンするから一緒に働かないかって。
It's magic, no explanation
どう
needed.
せ家にいても暇だからね。
新装オープンって
Then the princess stepped forward, looking utterly resplendent. I bought the place.
ユリか。
Well, more accurately, my parents did, so now I'll need to work hard to pay back the loan. I shot him a playful wink.
どうして？
Why what? Why am I here? Or why did I buy the cafe?
どっちもだ。
He stared blankly back at me, seemingly unable to process this. Before we get into that, I cleared my throat and extended a hand to him. May I have this dance? After all, I can hardly expect the guests to have a good time if the hostess herself is just standing around. The aforementioned guests were now watching our exchange with amused smiles.
おお。
He nodded and moved to take my hand, but stopped short. Your shoes? Evidently, he'd noticed what was going on with my footwear. You see, I was wearing the one glass slipper he had left for me, and my other foot was completely bare. Funny story! I was chasing after some guy when I busted the heel of my favorite shoes. Sarcasm intended.
怪我しなかったか。
Just sprained my ankle.
二度目だな。
Turns out I'm actually pretty clumsy.
助けられなくてごめん。
I'm not upset about it. After a long pause, Cinderella knelt down before
お
me.
姫様、足をお出し
Oh,
ください。
oh, oh, oh!
これは俺があなたのために作ったガラスの靴です。
As he spoke, he held up a single shoe made of glass. What a coincidence! You see, I'm already wearing one. I lifted my skirt and showed him to my feet.
どうか
Showed him my
私の
feet.
手で
Very
あなたの足に
well. He took my bare foot and gently slid it into the other slipper. Now the pair is reunited. The shoes were a perfect fit. No surprise there, of course. After all, Cinderella had made them specifically for me, which meant I was the only one in the whole world who could wear them.
ああ、とてもよく似合っている。
He gazed up at me passionately, and I felt my cheeks flush.
お姫様、よろしければ一曲。
He got to his feet and extended his hand. Why, gladly, Sir Prince. I took his hand and a classical song began to play. You're a great dancer.
まあな、前に言ったろ。リードしてやるってさ。
Looks like you kept your promise then.
そういうあんたも随分とうまい
He
じゃ
walks
ん。
out on you off the
初めてじゃなかったのか。
I haven't, but I've been practicing my steps in secret while I waited for the day to come.
相変わらず可愛げがねえ
Her
な。
outfit is... Oh my god, look at this. You can't see my cursor, but look at the... Ah, the bag. Whoa. If I'm a twerp, then you're a foul-mouthed punk.
まあな、
It's really pretty. He grinned.
そんなには変わらないだろう。あんたと離れてから
What month? 1 month? All of this, and it's just another month. Precisely the same duration we spent living together.
そうだ。
Are you kidding me?
元気そうでよ
I
かった。
thought they'd been like,
ゆりか、
with all the drama, it sounded like they've been apart for like years. This insensitive remark earned one stump of my heel.
お前な。
If you truly care for me as much as you claim to, then I'll stomp on your foot as much as I have to. Do you realize how much I've agonized over you this past month? My voice trembled and I could scarcely get the words out. I always knew he was dense when it came to women, but I wasn't having it. After all, I'd worried myself sick fearing for his safety. And now that we were finally reunited, I felt like I might burst into tears of joy.
毎日俺のことを思ってくれていたのか。
Power of magic. Obviously. He looked genuinely shocked. Oh, he's so stupid. It's adorable though. You're lucky I'm in love with you, buddy. Even as each song came to an end, we never pulled our hands away, not once.
なんだか夢を見ているようだ。
Like you're under magic spell.
ああ、
うん
そうだな。
After you disappeared, I searched everywhere for you. But your parents' house and the cafe were both repossessed, and there was no trace of you anywhere. You're such a jerk. I thought of you as my soulmate, and then you turned around and left me high and dry. So I was just somewhere. Aww. Yeah. I guess I can't understand it, but like, it feels like he went. It was supposed to be he walks out and goes like on his journey to find himself. It's another But I never gave up hope. I kept searching, seeking
そ
you.
して俺を見つけた。
Well, is Cinderella virgin? Discuss. I sure did. I heard through the grapevine that a glasscraft had taken you in as an apprentice. I'm so happy for you, Cinderella. Now you can turn your hobby into your passion,
そんな
profession.
大したことじゃねえよ。師匠には怒られてばかりの前に
Are you having a hard time?
辛いな。冬場でも暑いし、溶けたガラスでやけどしそうになるし、それに俺の実力はまだまだで金だって稼げない。一
You seem happy though.
そうだな。そりゃ大変だけど、好きなことをやってるからかな。
You've made your dream come true.
そんな大層なもんじゃねえよ。でも、そうだな。ブルー、レッ
10 years a whole life. Apparently, yeah.
色鮮やかで美しい
Apparently.
人の目に留まるような作品をいつ
Oh, I'd like to see that.
ああんたも絶対に気に入ると思うぜ
We have our entire lives.
いつになるかはわかんねえけどな
Right. No matter the obstacle, I'm sure you'll be fine. You make a dream come true someday, I just know
あ
it.
りがとうまそういうわけだどんなにきつくても一日中ガラスと向き合えるんだ
Right. On to the next question, I guess. So you want to know why I bought the cafe?
ああそうだよ親とはいえ借金してまで
It wasn't a huge loan. I just have to make the cafe a success, and I'll be able to pay it back just fine.
簡単に言うけどな難しいんだぞ
Then I'll just have to do better than you.
あんたは変わってないな
It's been a month. Is that a bad thing?
相変わらずずるいな
What do you think words are for? No one is a mind reader, so someone's word is all you've got to go by. That's why you profess our love, and I love you.
好きだよ
I love you more. I'm not like you. I didn't buy the cafe in pursuit of a childhood dream. Of course I do enjoy walking custom. Words no one ever said. And I'm not opposed to making my life's career. You already know the answer to this, don't you? You know why I invited you here and what I'm trying to say. I did it all to set the stage for your homecoming. I looked directly into his eyes as I spoke.
ダメだ
Please just fucking say yes, I'm gonna... He looked away. Why not?
言っただろすげえ情けないんだ今までもずっと情けなかったけど
If we have the means to support you, why not take it?
あんたの家の力を借りればもっと情けなくなるそんな都合のいい夢を見るだなんて
She must be saying all messages. Why not? Humans are born to dream. Without dreams, life isn't worth living. So we work hard to make those dreams come true, even if it takes a miracle. Tell me, Cinderella, why is it you left me this glass slipper?
それは
You wanted to see me again, didn't you?
そうだよいつか借金をすべて返して
Ah.
職人として一人前になったら
You wanted me to wait for you.
ああそうだよ
Well, too bad I'm not one to wait around. Well, look at that. Your dreams already come true. Here I am. I'm wearing the glass slippers you made me, and now we're dancing.
それは
You see, your dream is my dream
あ
too.
んたの
My dream is to spend my life with my beloved. And in order to make that dream come true, I searched every last corner of this country for you. Then I found you, and now I'm here to retrieve you.
俺を迎えに
That's right, my sweet prince.
俺は12時に魔法が解ければ元のしがない灰かぶりになるんだぞ
I don't care.
俺はあんたを
Indeed you did, and I lied to you too, so we're even.
俺は弱くて
Oh my god.
情けなくて本当にどうしようもない男だぞあんたを思って別れを告げたのに何度も後悔しそうになった軟弱野郎なんだぞ
It is possible to make a short run downstairs in glass slippers. That is true, but I doubt it's going to end well. And I love that
あ
side of
んた
you.
を幸せにしたいからとか愛したいから離れたとかそういう俺の決意とか覚悟とか
Yes. Love conquers all.
俺はあんたを都合のいい女にしたくない
I don't care if you do.
俺といればこの先ずっと
Oh my god, bro,
何
just
日かもしれ
fucking...
ないんだぞ
Can you imagine a crash landing you get? That's so preferable to losing my soulmate. Cinderella, as long as we're together, we can overcome any hardship. I've been searching the whole kingdom for you, my prince. Please, won't you take my hand?
ゆりか
Just then in the distance, the clock began to strike 12.
12時の鐘が
He stopped dancing. Oh my god,
や
bro!
っぱりダメだもう時間だお姫様俺はまた元の灰かぶりにもう今日は楽しかった久々に会えて嬉しかったよ
His hand pulled away from mine. So you're just going to disappear on me again? Fine. Knock yourself out. I'll just hunt you down again, as many times as I have to. The spell may be broken, but that doesn't mean you have to leave. Like I said earlier, my dream is to be with my beloved. Cinderella, I don't care how ashen your clothes may be. I love you for who you are.
本当の俺を知ってもまだ俺を好きだと
Yes, as I have said repeatedly. Thank you for the hydrate. Of
俺は
course.
生まれつき運がないんだ容量も悪くて
I will punch
運
him
がなかったら誰も俺のことなんて
with my
見向きもしない
lips. On his lips. That's not true.
そう思ってたんだけどな
He gave a self-depreciating love. Cinderella,
俺が何を必要としているのか本当は何が欲しいのか俺はずっと俺の真の姿を見て欲しかったんだ、
please will you
12時
finally
に魔法が
stay?
解けて綺麗な服がみすぼらしい服に変わってもその下に隠された
Yes.
本当の心に
I
気づいて欲しかっ
I am seeing the real you. I am
た世
looking.
の中は理不尽だらけだ夢なんか持っても叶わないことの方が常だだから俺は最初から夢を見ることを諦めてその満たされない思いを物で埋めようとしたでも埋められるはずがなかったんだそうこうしているうちに俺の心は灰色に染まり
Listen, if he's gonna turn this into another 10-minute monologue, I'm gonna scream.
そんなどうしようもない現実に未来に絶望していた俺の前に現れたゆりかあんたはどうしようもない俺のことを愛してくれた
Yes.
俺はずっと
I still love
夢
you.
を見たかったんだな
Please just
全てを
stay.
なくしてようやく気がつくなんて遅いかもしれない
Yes. It's not too late. Plus, you haven't really lost everything, wouldn't you say?
あ
Oh, it's not a
俺
monologue.
には
It's a dialogue.
金はないが夢があるそして目の前には俺を探し出してくれたお姫様がいる都合のいい夢を見るなんて許されないと思っていたいくら改心したとしても今までやってきた行いは変わらないからなそれでもゆりか
Yes.
俺にまた夢を見させてくれるか
Yes. Of course. I'll dream with you for the rest of my life.
ゆりか
You could just listen to all this to make it quick. Yeah, tell him to make it quick. I'm already going overtime.
約束するもう二度と話したりはしない目の前から消えたりしないとだからどうか
Yes.
俺と結婚を前提に
Yes, 1,000 times yes. Yes. The next instant we were showered in applause from the guests. Oh, right, the guests are also still there.
これでめでたしめでたしというわけか
Uh-huh.
我ながらいい仕事したな。奇跡の魔法の代償は
The
何
reason
か
his step
ね
got so high, he talks too much.
未来の天才ガラス職人シンデレラが作った最初の夢の形を一つだよ。
Oh. Once upon a time in the Looking Glass world there lived a rich little boy. This boy had everything. With a big mansion, fancy clothes and delicious food, he was the envy of the town. But that happiness did not last forever. Why? Because it was all one big pretense that could shatter at any moment. Although he appeared to live in a lap of luxury, the sad truth was his happiness was built on a mountain of debt. And on the day it all came crumbling down, his heart faded to grey. Unable to forget his life of decadence, Cinderella, as he was known, continued to squander his money. Day in and day out, he would buy things he didn't need, treat people to meals, and conduct himself with an air of superiority. But Cinderella knew this would not last forever. He could play pretend all he liked, but once his time ran out, he would be reduced to a life of poverty once more. One day, Cinderella encountered a beautiful princess. Concealing her true identity, she paid a visit to his house and ultimately started working at his cafe. Unlike him and his facade, however, she was truly wealthy. He assumed she would quickly abandon him, but instead she seemed to enjoy his presence. Before long, the two fell in love. Unable to bear the secrets that each kept hidden from the other, they both confessed the truth. The impoverished girl transformed into a wealthy princess, and the wealthy prince transformed into an impoverished boy grimy with ash. And even after they discovered the truth about each other, their love did not waver. But as Cinderella came to love the princess more and more, he soon realized that he was incapable of providing for her. Money had ruined his life, and yet he knew they would still need money to survive. Thus, in order to spare the princess from a lifetime of certain misery, Cinderella escaped from the princess's castle, leaving behind a single glass slipper. Farewell, my princess. From there, Cinderella sold off every last thing he owned. He had lost his home and all of his fancy clothes. But though he had lost most of the things he cared about, he had yet to lose everything. What was it that still remained? It was his dream. At one point he had abandoned this dream, but after a glass crafter took him in as his apprentice, he was prepared to work hard for the rest of his life to achieve it. So what was his dream, you ask? To become a full-fledged glass crafter, at which time he would go and see the princess again. But then the princess decided to hold a ball at the castle in search of a future groom, and Cinderella was invited. Unable to let go, the princess had searched the whole kingdom looking for him. But though he wanted to go to the ball and see the princess, Cinderella knew he would never be allowed in wearing his grimy rags. Just as he was ready to accept sorry about that. Just as he was ready to accept that life simply wasn't that easy, he heard a voice. I shall make your dream come true. Out of nowhere appeared a wizard who transformed Cinderella's glass figurines into a golden horse-drawn carriage. Then he transformed Cinderella's grimy clothes into a fancy suit and sent him on his way. When he arrived at the princess's castle, however, he could scarcely believe his eyes. The castle was in fact the very cafe the two of them had managed together. When he walked in, the princess stepped forward as though she had been expecting him. She wore a sparkling gown and a single glass slipper. As Cinderella slid the other glass slipper onto her bare foot, he said to her, Princess, would you let me have just one dance? Why, gladly, Sir Prince. The two of them joined hands and the music began to play. Then they shared a lovely dance. Even as one song ended and another began, the two never pulled their hands away. But as they say, time flies when you're having fun. Before they knew it, the clock had struck 12. Soon the spell would be broken, and the fun would come to an end. Concealing his sadness, Cinderella bid farewell to the princess, but she refused to let him go. As he hesitated, she said to him, I don't care how ashen your clothes may be. I love you for who you are. She was prepared to sacrifice everything in order to be with him. And so her love brought Cinderella back from the brink, and they lived happily ever after. My poor fucking tongue. I'm trying to tie the knot of my tie. Oh, I know that. I have one tie that is tied in a way that you just need to put it around your neck and then make it tighter. So I never have to tie it again, I just take the same tie every time. Oh my fucking god! We did it! He didn't run away again. Good. Oh, I don't believe it before I see it. Just one person who wrote the entire scenario? Ooh. Cinderella can't tuck our ears off anymore. Remember how there was a scene after the credits was read? We're not free yet. Translator Molly Lee, yeah! It's a really nice song, though. Frankly, I cannot understand a single thing she says, but it's a very nice song. But once again, it's another route where Alice is just somehow there, then he doesn't matter, and then he just shows up again. Like, why the fuck was Alice with Cinderella at the glasscrafter's place? The song's really pretty, right? Once upon a time in the Looking Glass world, there lived a man named Cinderella with eyes as dull as cinders. Gripped by hopelessness, his heart had faded to an ashen grey. But that's all in the past now.
私シンデレラはアリス・ユリカを妻とし、良き時も悪き時も富める時も貧しき時も病める時も健やかなる時も共に歩み、他の者によらず死が二人を分かつまで愛を誓い、妻を思い、妻のみに沿うことを
I don't actually know the typical wedding vows in German that you're supposed to say. I, Eureka Alice, take you, Cinderella, to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold for better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish from this day forward until death do us apart.
では、誓いの証をここに。って、今はガラスの靴しか送れないけど。
It's just a joke.
まあ今回は結婚式だし、本番はもっと。
These are the English ones. Yeah. I don't need a ring to be happy. No one else in the world has glass slippers like these.
いや、そりゃそうだけど、途切れることのないはじゃなくてもいいのか。
It doesn't have to be a ring. If it's just supposed to symbolize our woes, then it can be anything. I love every gift I get from you, no matter what it is. Every one of them is a priceless treasure.
そっか。
Besides, I really love these shoes. Without them, I never would have realized that you were still holding out for me.
まあな。このガラス
Rings are overrated. Rings are something you can very easily lose.
しょうがねえっていう俺の思い。
Like, I like wearing rings, but I'm always scared I lose them. And then we found each other again. Does that make it destiny?
そうだよ。運命だ。
運命だ。へへ。
もしかしてあの時の恋教え鳥が教えてくれたのかもな。
は？
なあ、つがいの鳥って知ってるか？つがいの鳥は雌雄がいつも一緒の鳥。つまり夫婦なんだってさ。昔さ、つがいの鳥のガラス細工がうちにあって。
Yeah, then you accidentally destroyed one of them.
大切にしてたんだ。つがいの鳥は赤霊といって別名恋教え鳥とも言うんだそうだ。なんでも神様がこの鳥の動作を見て夫婦の道を知ったという神話に由来してるらしい。
Yeah, I heard about a lot of people doing that. Also lots of people who can't wear rings out and about, so because you can also easily hide it if you wear them as a necklace.
そして大事な人が現れた時、そのつがいの鳥の片方を渡しなさい。
It's a nice idea.
そうすればもう二人は離れ離れになることはないって。でも俺は大事にしていた恋教え鳥の片割れを壊してしまった。すごく悲しかったのを覚えてるよ。何度も自分を責めた。だって俺のせいでつがいの鳥はもう二度と大事な人と会えなくなっちまった。時が経ってそんなことも忘れかけた頃、あんたと出会ってふとでもあんたに渡したくても
Well, now you gave me the glass slippers and you made those yourself.
それと同じように俺ももう二度と大事な人とは出会えない。 そんな運命をどうしても変えたくて、やり直したくて。
Please.
つがいの鳥の代わ
She
り
was
に
around the neck. She was tired
こ
of
のガ
getting
ラスの
asked.
靴を作ったんだ。
Yeah. No, I definitely, I get
つ
that.
がいは
I
2個で
get
1
it.
組となるもの。靴だってそうだろ。
It's horrible. Right. Does this mean we always be together?
ああ、そ
It's
うだよ。
like, you just want to, you don't even necessarily want to show it off. You, and people always have to ask and ask and ask.
多分恋教え鳥が教えてくれたんだ。
In that case, maybe you should try to sculpt another pair of wingtips.
まあな。さすがにあの時と同じものは難しいけど、やってみるよ。
Just don't push yourself, okay? These days I'm worried you might walk yourself sick. You're not alone. I'll always be here for you whenever you need
お
me.
互いを助け合うのが夫婦ってやつか。
Exactly. And you're the only one who can make my dream come true, you hear me?
そうだな。俺の夢を見守ってくれるあんたがいるなら、俺はこの先のどんな苦行にも耐
Maybe the
えられる。
straights have some rights sometimes.
幸せな時も困難な時も。ここゆりか。
Not again! Okay.
俺はあなたをいつまでも大切にして幸せにします。
Oh god,
そして
optimizing. Ooh!
あなたを生涯変わることなく、あなたに誓いのキスを。
And they lived happily ever after. Nope, nope, nope. Oops. Because it always starts playing the opening song and that will hurt all of our ears. That is it! Wow! Oh, everything is cracking. At least he didn't cover Yuki's eyes this time for the kiss. No, but he did tell her to close her eyes. This is it. There we go. That's all of his CGs. That's all of his CGs. Ta-da! We have seen them all. All of them. All of it. Woo! Well, I mean, technically, we have not seen the bad endings on stream, but like I said, I don't like bad endings. You have to, if you play these games for yourself, you actually have to read them to unlock all the achievements, because there's only 2 achievements for each route, but it's like see the true ending or something, and then see all of his endings. So like, you have to read the bad stuff, but I will not be reading those on stream. We're just going to pretend everything is happy. Like, the main story already is dramatic enough that we don't need to actually read bad endings. I feel like, you know. Oh, whoops. I am schmoving. But that is it. I don't know why his route was so long. I don't remember it being that much longer than Red's. But apparently it is. But I have to say this right now. The games are on sale right now. The games are very much on sale. All 4 of them. Wait, that's not true. The 4th one is not on sale. I'm sorry. The 3 of them that are out have been out before. The first one is on sale for 50% off. The second one is on sale for 25% off, and the third one is on sale for 15% off, and you can buy all of them together in a bundle as well. I will be playing the others as well. I like the first half of his route more. Yeah. It was all a little wild toward the end, not gonna lie. What we're going to do is we're going to play the second game. second game starting on Wednesday next week. See where that will, you know, have us go. That one has Gretel and Kaguya as roots, as far as I'm aware. That one I have not played. Like I said, I have played this one before, yes, but it's been a while. So next time I will actually also be going in completely blind. Kaguya! Yeah, but we're going to get started with Gretel's route first. I'm sorry! But that is what we're going to do next. On Wednesday. On Wednesday. Which means I need to post the schedule after this stream as well. That I've definitely prepared. I'm not. But yeah, that is what we're going to do. It's probably awesome. Yeah! Thank you once again so much for coming. I just need to find somewhere we can raid before I let you all go, because I am way over my time. And I will be going to sleep right after this. But haha! You know who's once again still live? Who's once again live playing Talos Principle that we know and love. Larry is playing Talos Principle. So I say we go rate. We go rate Larry. Restful, thank you so much. 2 seconds. So we can raid. And here's the raid message. Oh, nice. Those also show up on stream. That's cool. Let me just quickly do this. And I am pressing a lot of buttons. The ending song. There we go. I saw on Twitter she did a little speedrun. Ooh, cool. Cool. I have to check that out a little. It's just we always kind of stream around the same time, so I don't see too much of her stream, sadly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Everyone who came from the raid and is still here, thank you so much. Everyone who has been here before because they know me, thank you so much as well, as always. See you all soon. Good night and bye bye.